who'll be stopping by to say hello. Out here it's real life, no fuss, no show. With Highland cattle and piggies on the go. We got meat, birds, fur babies too. Gardens growing fresh, right in view. I'm thinking up love in all that I do, and helping the small folks to see them through. Welcome to the Brums, where the fun's running wild, with the homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Brums. We're waiting just for you. Out in the yard, where the chickens roam, we're building a life that feels like home. From the veggies we grow to the soil we turn, it's a simple life and so much to learn. I'm baking bread, smell the warm sweet air. Piggies squealing, love's everywhere. We lend a hand to channels that care, because lifting each other is what we share. Welcome to the Brums, where the fun's running wild, with the homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Brums. We're waiting just for you. So come on and join, let's build it together through thick and thin in any weather. We're all in this, let's make it better at the Brums. It's a life to treasure. Welcome to the Brums, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Brums. We're waiting just for you. Yeah, at the Brums, we're waiting just for you. Welcome to the Having Christmas for rambling with the Brums. Out in the country, where the snow falls white, the Brums are rambling, spreading joy tonight. By the fire so warm, with stories to share. It's a Christmas full of love and country air. From the barn to the porch, the lights all aglow, with the spirit of the season wherever we go. Merry Christmas from the Brums, we're sending cheer to everyone near, to everyone far this time of year. Rambling through the holidays with laughter and fun. Merry Christmas to you from the Brums, everyone. The cattle are grazing, the chickens are fed, the trees lit up, the stockings are spread. Hot cocoa steaming as the music plays, celebrating life in our country ways. With the snowflakes falling and the family near, we're rambling with the Brums, bringing holiday cheer. Merry Christmas from the Brums, we're sending cheer to everyone near, to everyone far this time of year. Rambling through the holidays with laughter and fun. Merry Christmas to you from the Brums, everyone. May your days be merry, your nights be bright. May your hearts be warm through the coldest night. From our homestead to yours with love so true, the Brums are rambling, singing for you. Merry Christmas from the Brums, we're sending cheer to everyone near, to everyone far this time of year. Rambling through the holidays with laughter and fun. Merry Christmas to you from the Brums, everyone. Grab your loved ones, let's raise a toast to the people and places we cherish the most. From rambling with the Brums, our joy is sung. Merry Christmas to all from the Brums, everyone.
Hey, 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 Merry Christmas, Happy Ho Ho, and well, it's all over for another year.
Hey, 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 Merry Christmas, Happy Ho.
Oh, it's working. And let me turn down my other one here. Oh, and I think I got myself a head cold or a sinus infection or something, but it sucks. Anyways, it's my excuse. I don't have to hear people. Yeah, it's a little bit swollen. Whoop, a little bit swollen on this side. So what is new? Who got a brand new car? Who got a boat? Who got a fishing rod? Hmm. Not looking like there was a whole lot of cars given out. Hey, you could go for the top. Hey, Karen. We got both Karen in here today. Jaden, howdy, howdy. And you know how to do it. You try to do it. I have somebody in the basement that I want to see if they can magically make themselves appear. Oh, she's either picking her nose or thinking. I'm not sure which it is. All right. You want me to bring you up?
Hey, hey.
I wasn't sure if you were picking your nose, thinking, so I was just leaving you down there all by your lonesome.
Oh, I was picking my nose for sure.
Hey, it's almost 2025. I don't judge.
Well, just getting, you don't want to start the new year with any kind of baggage.
G'day, Tim. How are you? Tim Mason.
Hey, Joe.
Sure nobody else snuck in. We got Virginia. Joe's been in and out and all about here for since I made my screensaver, but I was a little late because I was procrastinating. Believe it or not. Procrastination Thursday. I am procrastinating. I procrastinated just about enough to almost cancel today.
Oh, no.
But then I said, no, I can't do that.
No.
So we don't know how long we'll go today. But yeah, she's scratching her brain.
Yeah, I had to, clean it out, get new thoughts for 2025. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
New ideas. You got to clean out the old stuff and bring in the new.
So, Backlash, did you see my screensaver? That was a real accident whenever I went down to the US on Tuesday.
Oh, no.
It was wild.
Oh, my God.
Everybody, anyone in my friends that have seen it or responded to it, have no idea how they managed to get wedged up that high. They were at least 20 feet off the ground and they were wedged in underneath the overpass. So the one good thing is they survived.
That's good.
And I believe they walked away.
Wow.
Without a scritchy scratch.
Oh,
which blew me away. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh my goodness. This isn't going to end well.
No.
Well,
no. Mm-mm.
I checked. One of my buddies was on the fire rescue that responded to it. And he said she got out and literally walked down the hill by herself, would not allow any of the firefighters to help her.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, Nanny Tam.
Wow. Well, I was thinking, trying to remember how many people died, but if you remember the infamous bridge.
Yes, you sent me that. I believe it was 2 or 3 that
Yeah,
perished.
I'm kind of going back through the news channel. So if any of you guys heard the news about the truck driver that went off the bridge on the outskirts of Louisville, it was between Louisville and Indiana. There were 2 people killed and 2 seriously injured in a head-on crash on that same bridge that just happened 2 days ago.
Backlash. That probably would have been your first thing pulling up to that fire.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man? You got a baby to go home to.
Yeah.
Soon as you catch wind that there's 15 rounds of ammo on the back of that truck, you bail. Let it blow. It's a lot easier to repair a section of road than repair 15 firefighters as they try to put out burning ammunition. You done crazy. You're a hell of a lot younger than me, because I would have been, see ya.
Bye.
Let me know whenever it's under control. Oh, it was in an abandoned house and nobody was home.
Oh, wow.
Well, obviously, if it's abandoned, there wouldn't be anybody home.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that causes a pretty tense situation whenever you don't know if it's coming at you or if it's just a stockpile.
Right.
Or, especially with PTSD and mental health issues, and you just never know what you're going into now. And thank God they're starting to train the first responders around here for situations like that.
I wonder if ours is doing that too. I hope they are. I live next to a fireman. I may have to go ask him about it.
All our guys now are trained.
Yeah.
We don't have, the police have people that they can call out for risk management.
That's good. That's good.
The police, the ambulance, firefighters, ambulance, everybody responds to one street over. They don't go right on scene. So any MHA calls, ambulance will sit at the corner until they're radioed in by police that it's a clear scenario.
Right.
But anyways, let's get off that topic.
Yeah, let's get off. It's almost 2025, which means let's scroll to the bottom. We're on the countdown.
And if you are considering coming whenever Jesse and Lisa get home, you must be in that live.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have the financial funds, but you know that you're going to over the next, there is going to be a scenario where you can attend.
Oh.
So, right now, it's like you're borrowing somebody else's money at 0%. So anyways, that's all I can say right now, because if I let the bag out, or the cat out of the bag.
Not let the bag out of the cat. Now I am seeing this. What is that? Is that a chicken up at the top of your screen? I'm trying not to laugh at it. The rubber ducky thingy.
The rubber ducky thingy.
Look up at the top of your screen.
Yeah, that's Hank's chicken. That's the only way.
That thing is cracking me up. I see it.
Yeah, well, he's chewed the nose off of it, so it doesn't squeak anymore.
Oh Oh
Oh yeah, and the and one of the kidlings bought Hank a present yesterday. He had it destroyed in 37 seconds.
yeah. One of my kids gave Sir Grace's puppy a toy that squeaks. And I'm surprised
Oh,
it still squeaks as much. I mean, I don't know where my son got this from, but let me tell you, the puppers was squeaky, 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 like all day long. He was happy.
okay. Well, there's one that I don't know if Debbie or one of the chidlings got it, but it's a ball inside of a ball.
Oh.
It's got two pull things. Oh yeah, like Sir Grace's puppers would love this.
Oh my goodness.
And Hank he gaffles a hold of it and he pulls with every might. Hankster, where's your ball? Where's your red ball? Yeah, he's curled up on the couch. He had too much,
No, it's nap time. Excuse me. It's nap time. Just leave me alone.
Yesterday because this is I think it's every 6 years Debbie's on call and this is her weekend or
her Christmas.
But you know what though? She offered to take it.
Yeah.
The same as people offered to take hers whenever we had small kids.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Hey, Miss Ann. Miss Ann.
I wasn't sure if she'd be having her old lady nap or not. I'll have to send this to her.
Yeah, invite her up. No, we had a nice Christmas. On Christmas Eve, we host our children and their families. And then my mom and Dave from Dave's Gaming Cave, he was there. And we missed one of my kids. Unfortunately, he had to work this year. So he was sorely missed. But my daughter-in-law and grandbaby came over, thankfully. I always tell my daughter-in-law, I don't care if my baby comes. That door is open to you. The welcome mat is out. You know where the fridge is at. Help yourself. Make yourself at home. So I love that she just kind of comes over without him and owns the place because I adore her to pieces and always wanted to welcome.
Shocker. She's had a baby.
Well,
baby is part of the family.
Well, I wanted the baby, but I wanted her too. I wanted her too because I love this one. I'm like, you are my bonus daughter. I'm just saying, you are one of us. You're my bonus. So thankfully she came over with the baby, but we had a wonderful, wonderful day. And then yesterday it was just Sir Grace and I in the morning, and he makes coffee cake. Oh my gosh. It's an Amish recipe. When he was in the military, that was our Christmas gift to all of his coworkers. They each got their own coffee cake. And
is it the old time coffee cake?
It is with cinnamon, brown sugar.
If you're sitting in the background, brother, you've got to share that with a brother.
We need to make it again for the channel, and that way people can see it because it makes great gifts. And then we always gave it to our neighbors when we lived on military bases because, quite frankly, we didn't have the money, but we could make food. So he always made that coffee cake, and it's become such a big hit in the family that now each of our kids expect their own coffee cake as they walk out the door. So Sir Grace has to make this wonderful coffee cake, and so we had that for breakfast. And then, do you remember when the Vineyard Chicks gave away a Wagyu gift certificate? Well, I won a $50 one. I think it was $50, and so I bought some meat, red meat, but I also bought their bacon, and that was so good. I made that yesterday, and with some scrambled eggs from our girls. And we had a wonderful breakfast. And then Aunt Lynn invited me over for Christmas lunch at her house. And
Oh,
Yeah. So my mom had other plans, which is fine. But yeah, we had lunch with them, and then I got to see Bubba's new home. He's got a home that
oh, that's right. He's into his new home now.
it is. He gutted his home, and he's slowly renovating it, and it is going to be the coolest bachelor home. I mean, it is the ideas that he's got. I'm like,
You
it's
know,
cool.
that's it. He's paying the bills. He can do whatever he wants to that.
Yeah, and he's pretty much paying cash on it too. So he's doing a little here, a little there, and what a
Okay.
smart man, smart man.
Hey, Scotty.
So I got to see that, and then we just came home and had a nice evening. It was just a beautiful, beautiful Christmas. Let's see here. Sorry, I can't stay, my friend. I'm trying hard to fight. Oh, you are still fighting, girl?
You
You
what
and
day
Claire.
was she into whenever I went down to the US? So that would have been Christmas Eve morning. She was back in the hospital.
Oh my gosh, Lila, we're going to keep you in prayers. You have got to have a full healing from head to toe. Whatever's going on
Either
needs to
that
go
or
away.
a big old 2x4.
I don't know. I wouldn't do that, but I'm going to pray for you, girl. Yes, feel better, Lila. Please feel better.
Well, we have somebody coming up here shortly that
Awesome.
he's gonna try.
Okay.
He's still not far from feeling like 1,000,000%, but he wanted to try to come up today, and I said, well, you're more than welcome.
Absolutely. Oh, Jenna, we'll keep her in prayers too.
Oh my goodness, Jenny.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Dana.
Last Christmas, Sir Grace was in the hospital, so like
Mm,
right through Christmas, and I'm just so grateful he wasn't this year. He's been in the hospital many Christmases, so I'm very grateful I got to. It was a nice Christmas for us to have him home.
I've been in the hospital for 2 Christmases, and it sucks.
Yeah, it's not the best.
No.
Although his hospital room that he had, it was the biggest one he had ever had. And I told him, I said, we could get a keg pulled in here. This could be like, we get some disco lights, and, we can make a party out of this place and invite the whole family. It was so big, and they had a nice big couch in there and a couple of chairs. And so those who couldn't dance could sit down, So, but we prayed over him, and thankfully he made it through. So I'm grateful. And the hospital was so wonderful too. We laughed because I told him, I said, we should like Google rate these, hospitals. We did do one review on a hospital, but we should start doing that. Like if you want to know what hospital's good.
Oh my goodness. If anybody knows, it's going to be Sir Grace.
It is. I actually
and
did.
We're not talking just the U.S.
No. So I actually did Google review one of them. We were on vacation, and I'm like, really? I didn't know we need to go check out a hospital and Google review it. So we did. I made it tongue in cheek, but the hospital was really nice. So I gave them a good review. But I made it real tongue in cheek. I didn't know this was the vacation destination we needed to visit. And if you're in town,
if you're in town, stop over.
Come on over, check out this hospital. Not.
Exactly.
Oh.
Janae, I get it.
Yeah.
It's your mama.
It's exactly right. Yep, we get it.
And it being this time of year,
Makes it even harder.
Yeah. And see, it's things like this why I don't cancel my lives.
Yeah.
Yep. Janae just needs to know that she has people behind her.
Exactly.
More people that are lurking.
Absolutely.
That,
now, I had to cancel a few because we've been under renovation. So, You get started and you're like, oh.
Well, and that's not your fault. Like you guys are in the middle of a huge renovation. Well,
We're getting there.
I'm not going to spill no beans.
We are now in the tiling part of the project, and I have to go buy one more box of tile to finish it up. And it is absolutely spectacular. And then we got to start the crown molding.
Have you been giving your contractor a hard time for giving you the wrong amount of tile?
No, because that would be my fault. But the thing is that I changed my mind in the middle of like how much tile. So I had it all measured, and then my contractor said, "Hey, what if we went around the window?" And I'm like, "Ooh!" And I'm glad I did it. So it's a good thing I messed up, because now I've got this gorgeous window, and then we put
is that who you
around it?
did you hear her? Hang on.
Oh, pretty. Oh, is that my hanky?
Oh,
doodles are not small. Big. These breeds, they get kind of big.
Oh, these are, yeah.
Hank, I see the top of your head. There he is. There's my boy. Hi, Hank. Hi, Hank. How's the boy? There he is.
Yeah, hi, Glenda.
Hi, Hank. You big boy.
Where's my brother from a different mother?
Hi, sweetheart. Doodles are so lovable, and they think they're this big.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He's a good boy.
He'll sit here the whole life.
Oh, he's like, oh, I'm so happy.
Well, and I'm surprised.
Your toy's up at the top. Hey, Hank, I see your toy.
one of the littles is over on the couch, and that little that he normally sticks right beside, but nope. He had to come over and hey, did you have to come over? Did you hear Glenda?
Aww.
Yeah, and he gets his fur cut Friday, eh? Yeah, I think he gets his fur cut on Friday.
Oh my goodness. One of my kids, I get to have a grand pup, and he has a cockapoo. And when this little cockapoo comes, he's the funniest little guy. We have to tell him, be brave all the time. Be brave, be brave. And Sir Grace's puppy gets so excited when he comes over, and he's real gentle when he plays with him.
But Sir Grace's pupper, again, is smaller or larger than this one.
Yeah.
So I can see how it could be intimidating for the little cockapoo.
Yeah, we tell them, be brave, be brave. But then they go outside and they play and they run around. I mean, like, both of them think they're as big as each other. But now Sir Grace's pupper, he's real gentle whenever he like wants to tap him. He'll go real slow in on him. Like, he's real gentle. And then he'll try to like do the submit where they, the front legs go out and they go like that, Yep. A little bow. And
I am boss. Hear me roar.
Yeah, but well, it's like, you can be big boy. I'll let you be big boy. And then the little grand dog comes back and acts like he just got hit. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You're just a little sugar fluffy thing, like whatever. But like, get out there, be brave. He's just playing. But they play like best friends. But when the dog came in the house, or Grace's puppers, just like, it was funny. I think he misses having another dog around. It's so funny. Oh
my goodness.
I had another one that's been gone for a little over a year now. And so he got to play with her. And I kind of wonder if he would like to have a little friend. We've been thinking about it, but not till after the cruise at the earliest.
I was going to say,
at the earliest. I don't want to board a dog.
Well, and, especially if I don't want to say anything in case he's around.
Oh, he's not around.
being his farewell cruise,
Yeah, it's going to be the big, yeah.
you're gonna, not only that, but
Well,
he
retirement.
possibly could be coming back to training a
Mhm.
large dog.
Yeah, yeah. But I want a dog that I can take out on a walk. I've tried taking taking Sir Grace's puppers out on a dog, and his mission is to get me back to Sir Grace.
That's
Like,
yes.
we can cut through this person's yard. Let's go, Mom. And I'm like, no, 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 no. We're out on a walk. And he's always trying to figure out like how to route me back home.
Quickest route to dad.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's true story. I've tried several times with this dog, and I miss having a walking buddy. So yeah, he's a little stinker, but we love the dog so much. So sweet.
He's a trained version of Hank.
He's half German Shepherd. That's the other part of it. He's half poodle, half German Shepherd. So he's a big a boy. Big a boy. And half German Shepherd mentality when off duty.
That German
Huge.
Shepherd don't go off duty.
Well, when I say off duty, when the vest comes off,
Yeah.
because then he is like.
But then he turned into the shepherd.
Yeah, he chased people off. Don't mess with him.
Nope.
No. You've heard it. You've heard him.
Well, yeah, I've heard him go crazy. Actually, it was last year at this time.
Yeah.
Remember we were chit-chatting, and somebody was
trying to break
something off or drove by and
what happened? He went nuts. And I went, I believe you. Hang on a second.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah, you don't mess with that boy.
No. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And that's what I've always wanted, was a friendly dog, but one that if I'm not home,
you don't mess with.
Nobody, Now I've got the littles back home, so I don't really have to worry about, mama.
Yeah.
But if I'm out and about and, I know, like, even one of the littles come fast at their mom, he'll step in between. And whenever he knocked me over there in the fall outside, he wouldn't let the guy come and help me to get up.
Right.
You stay away from my dad.
That's how Sir Grace's puppers is with our oldest little one. He is super protective of her. Not to get past her.
Hey, Rebecca. Hey, Arlene.
Hey, Arlene. Hey, Rebecca. It's good to see you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Hope everybody's had a good one.
Well, I hope everybody's had a good one. And, yesterday, it was nice to see there was some channels that still went live for the folks that maybe don't have anybody to talk to. So, it was a good mix of channels that went live yesterday.
Yeah.
Like I have one of the channels that I watch. His ex-wife had the kids, so he was live at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
At the shop, and he gave 3 or 4 great big Milwaukee tool sets away.
Oh my gosh, how cool is that? Wow.
And they had just finished plowing.
Nice.
And I found this one channel. Actually, he's here in Canada, and he does residential snow clearing.
Oh, wow.
23 years old.
That's amazing.
Still a baby.
That's amazing.
He's got over $1 million a year business.
Well, that's a good one because I mean, I'm actually looking for somebody to help Sir Grace's dad out with snow blowing. That's a good business to be in. I mean, it's a good one.
It is. It's crazy what we pay for snow up here. Shall I say, the removal of snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about your side, but this guy's in Sault Ste. Marie, which is kitty corner that way of the river from your father-in-law.
Yeah. Yeah.
He started out 5 years ago with 3 snow blowers and a dozen workers.
Wow. That's amazing.
This year, the boy, I'm sorry, he is still a boy.
Yeah. 23. Yeah.
Is going to hopefully be a $2 million a year business.
That's amazing.
He's got over 4,000 driveways that he does. And those are just driveways. He doesn't have to work all summer.
Wow.
But he wanted to keep his employees employed.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
He started roofing business. It wasn't going, and the liability, the insurance, it was crazy. So he got out of that and went to what the heck did he? Oh, cutting of lawns and all that.
That's
stuff.
a good one.
He's got like yard cleanups, and if you have they did some work around your yard, his crew will come in and they'll rake it all and seed it and sod it or whatever. Like, it just, this kid is got such an entrepreneurial thought process that it's crazy.
I love to see young adults spread their wings like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
Like, he's got $175,000 car.
Wow.
That's his fun car. He bought his fiance now.
Right.
They just went somewhere and got engaged. And she wants nothing to do with his business. She promotes him to do more, push yourself.
Sure.
You'd have to be that mindset.
Sure.
Living with somebody like him, like, if he knows there's snow coming, the kid's up at 10 o'clock at night and doesn't go to sleep for 2 days.
Wow.
Somebody calls in sick, he jumps in a tractor and goes. So this year, he actually sold 3 or 4 of his units to Wyoming.
Wow.
So,
but it's a good business to be in. I mean, I have to say, because that's
$600+.
Yeah, it's underestimated. I feel like, it's such a good one to be in.
Oh, and it's all customer service.
Yeah.
So one of his workers overshot the lady's front lawn and took out one of her Christmas ornaments.
Oh no.
The owner was there within half an hour, giving her a public apology, showed up with a freshly baked pie.
Aww.
Like, oh yeah, like this guy, this is the mindset of this kid. Hey, get off the counter.
That's good. I mean, taking honest responsibility,
Hey.
that's huge too.
Well, and then he went and bought her a great big plant for inside her house.
Wow.
Hey, get down, you goof.
Hey, Nick, welcome in. Good to see you.
Hey, Nick. Hey, what are you doing?
Nene Tam, you said moving is exhausting.
Oh,
I don't miss it. We moved all the time with the military. And now I have to tell you, I got spoiled. I'm not going to lie, because we had movers. The military hires movers to do it for you, right? So it was like, go here, go there, go here, go there. My finger hurt. Then when Sir Grace got out of the military, of course, that was the last one. They took our stuff to this home that we lived in for a while. Then we bought the current property. That's when I had to really move on my own. And I swore up and down I'd never do that again without a mover, because that was exhausting and it took so long. We rented a U-Haul and that helped, but having to pack all that up, girl, I don't blame you. It is exhausting. I agree. Oh my gosh. What a spicy Christmas dinner.
yeah.
The skunks are out bad right now in our area. I took Sir Grace on an old highway, and oh my gosh, there were so many that had been ran over. And Sir Grace goes, another skunk? I'm like, yep, sorry. Moved 12 times in the military. Have movers was fantastic. Self moves are horrible. Yeah. Except for now, the military movers. So when we went from Japan to the United States, all of our hardware was stolen, like off of our beds and like furniture. Yeah, we had to buy it was the weirdest thing, like screws and washers. It was so weird. So weird. We had never had that happen. And then let's see here, from England to Arizona, we lived in Arizona for a bit. When our couch got to our house, they had put a 4.5-ton jack on the couch and they broke the frame of it. And then you also have to make sure that they don't pack your trash too, because sometimes that gets packed. Like trash bag full of.
Ooh.
And then I've heard horrible stories about people's cats getting packed too. You have to be that is my thing about the military movers. I like this, but I didn't like the garbage thing.
Hey,
Josh is here. Hey, Josh.
Josh is always lurking.
He is. Let me tell you, he makes some really incredible lures. I am so impressed by him. Military movers pack everything. Amen, they do. Amen, they do.
Well, they get paid by weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and whatever they can throw into a container, guess what? That's what they get, or that's what they charge by. So if they can pack your garbage,
yeah,
they don't care.
Yeah. So you have so much for, let's see here, unlimited weight for anything related to the military. So that includes like all the uniforms, unlimited. And then there's whole baggage, and then there's household goods. You get so much weight for each of those. And so you have to stay within. Oh my gosh. And then de-junking right before you move, so that way you stay underweight. Because my husband was enlisted, so we didn't get like an insane amount of weight. We had very minimal. And so that's something I think I miss with the military too. I have a love-hate with de-junking. So I miss de-junking because you had to do it. And then I'm like, oh, I'm looking at, I need to get rid of this, and this, because I'm not being forced to do it. And they label everything wrong. Yep. Do you still have stickers, the mover stickers on some of your things? Because we do. All the little Packers stickers. The delivery people were pretty cool, though. They helped us out a lot. So on our move from Arizona to Indiana, we bought our movers Burger King. I'm like, I will buy you anything. And they did an excellent job from packing everything. But just because I bought them Burger King, I'm like, whatever you want, just tell me your order. Every single one of you, I will go buy you Burger King. And so that's how I had a really good move. That's my tip for anybody who's in the military. Feed your packers. Feed them.
You know what? That goes to the ship too.
Yeah, feed them.
Tip 50% and make sure that the steward knows that there's still more to come.
Yeah.
But that's just to start.
Yeah.
And you watch and see
how they take care of you.
Yeah. Like we have towel animals every time we leave the ship.
Aw.
They would just pop into our room, freshen it up. It was phenomenal.
That's awesome.
Phenomenal.
I've got some red stickers on a few boxes still. I know we do. We still have it. And Sir Grace has been out since. See, our last military move was in 2011, I think it was. Yeah, 2011 was our last military move, and we still have them. I leave them because it's kind of fun. I think that's nostalgia. You know, once upon a time, and I could show my grandbabies one day, this is what they put all over our stuff, and we just left it there. Might be worth some money. I don't know. He still has his pogs. Do you know what pogs are? Scott? You don't know? Okay,
no.
So when he was overseas, they couldn't use change because it was heavy at the stores, right? And so they created these paper money, and there's like different little pictures on each one of them, and each pog was worth like 10 cents or 25 cents or whatnot. Yep, you still have Sir Grace still has his pogs. Yep, that's nostalgia. He kept all his. And there's a bunch of pictures. I'll have to show you someday, Scott, what a pog is.
Because growing up beside our, one of the largest military bases in Canada, I never even
in Canada
ever even heard of it.
It would be overseas, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so but I never used them, but we have them at home, and they're a collector's item, which I think is really cool. There was the paper pogs and the plastic ones also. Yeah, I'm trying to think I think we have the paper ones is what we have. They're really cool. Yeah, some of the nostalgia things. And then we have tons of coins that were given to us. Do you know the thing about the coins? About like if you're presented a coin from somebody, you put it in your wallet, and then like if you go to a bar, whoever has the highest ranking, is it the lowest ranking? You buy a beer for everybody. Is that how it is? I think it's the lowest ranking coin. Like if you get it from like a general or a major or whatever. So my youngest, I went to DC and had tea with the Vice Chief of Staff of the Air Force at that time. And my son was in junior ROTC at the Challenge Coins. Thank you. And so my youngest, I was telling the Vice Chief of Staff of the Air Force, like that's the vice president of the military. Let me put it that way. I'll put it in that term. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the Chief of Staff of the Air Force's wife was there. I'd met her at another event, so got to talk to her too. But so I was telling the Vice Chief of Staff at the time that my son was in JROTC and same branch. And a little bit about the things that he had done. He did an honor flight while he was in high school. He saved his money up. He wouldn't let us pay to be not a sponsor. It's a helper for a Vietnam era veteran. He paid his own way to do an honor flight. And he got out of school. It was excused. I told the school it will be excused. And they're like, oh yeah, because you can't get an education like that sitting in a classroom. So he got to do an honor flight. I was just kind of bragging on my youngest. And he said, I need your son's name. I need to know the name of the high school he's attending JROTC at. I'm going to send him a challenge coin. So my son has the vice chief of staff of the Air Force, the former now, he since is retired, coin, right? So I didn't tell my son any of this, and it came about a month later, and I sat it down. I went, son, you've got an envelope, and it's from Washington, D.C. And my son's shaking a little bit, right? I'm like, no, it's good. Open it up. You're okay. So he opened it up, and he went, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I mean, he screamed. He was so excited. He has the letter, and he was telling what I had. He wrote this letter to my son, personal, with his name and everything, and said, this is what your mother had said about you, and blah, blah, blah. And so the next day he went to JROTC, and he went up to his colonel, and he went up to, it was a retired master sergeant, and he told both of the guys, he said, show me your challenge coin. So he made them all flip it out, and he took his, and he slammed it down on the desk. It's a vice chief of staff of the Air Force, 4-star general. And he lifted it up, and he goes, you owe me chocolate milk. And the colonel said, no, he said, it's beer. And he said, I'm under 21. You owe me a chocolate milk. And I died laughing when I heard that story. I'm like, you goofball. I can't believe you did that. Did you get your chocolate milk? He said, no, they owe me one. Just from the cafeteria. Go buy me a chocolate milk.
Well, it used to be a chocolate milk. Now they owe him a beer.
I know, they owe him a beer. He still can pull that sucker out and flip it down. But yeah, it was an honor, Nanny Tam. I mean, you don't just get coins from people. I don't even have one from him. I wasn't even presented one. My son has it. I went to his house for tea. I should totally write the vice chief of staff. Remember that time when I was at your house for tea? I kind of like to have a coin, please. Because he became the chief of staff of the Air Force. So, and then he retired out afterwards. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Oh, and you got your package. I'm so glad you did. I hope you like it. She got a money holder that she won from Sir Grace. So I'm glad you like it. I love mine. I use it all the time. I love it. It actually came in handy because I owed somebody $5, and that's all I rolled up a $5 bill, and I'm like, oh, I guess I got the 5 after all. So there she is. There is my mother. Hey, Mom. Hope you're having a good vacation.
Hi, Mama.
Now you're letting the cat out of the bag. So there you are. She's on vacation.
No, she didn't. She said she was going on vacation. She did not say where until now.
Oh, she's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
I watch religiously that channel I told you about.
Oh yeah.
3 times a week they post now. They're doing very well. Speaking about entrepreneurship,
yeah,
they're doing really well for themselves. Started up, they're up to what, 5 tow trucks?
Wow.
The daughter does all the editing. Mom and dad are in the big tow truck. The son in the mini tow truck. And then they have like flatbeds as well. It's quite neat.
Oh yeah. Troy said in 2009 was forced out, medically retired out of the service, and I still consider everyone in and will be service my true heart. I think it is. Troy, I hope you are connected. I don't know if you're in the United States. Let me ask that question. Troy,
yes.
Okay. So if you are needing resources for anything, it's going to sound kind of odd, but do a Google search for the DOD. It stands for Department of Defense Caregiver Resource Guide. I tell every wounded warrior, ignore the caregiver part of it. But if you need help with anything, there is a lot of resources out there. If you were medically retired out of the service, I don't know what your disability rating is or anything, but there are a lot of nonprofits that help wounded warriors. So I don't know if you're tapped into any of that, but I just want to make.
And if you need to get in contact with Glenda at any time, shoot me a message. You know how to get a hold of me.
Yeah. Yeah. There is a lot of help. There's a lot of resources. And I always like to make sure that I catch all the warriors and say, hey, ignore it says caregiver resource guide. I wish it would say caregiver and wounded warrior, but I pass this resource on to all wounded warriors. That if you've got children that need to go to college, if you need renovations done, anything, look it up. So, and we're talking about another channel, Mom, not you. Although that'd be a good business for you, Mom.
Oh yeah, little old lady from Pasadena.
Yeah.
I forget I'll tell you in 2 seconds what the name is.
Thanks for stopping in, Nanny Tam. Have a great day.
Have a great day, Nanny Tam. Where the heck?
Uh-oh.
Everything auto.
Oh, okay.
And they have the son that started another account, and it's Everything Auto Garage.
Wow.
And he fixes up like sports cars.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just neat, just to see like the hustle and bustle of Pigeon Forge.
Oh yeah.
Galtenberg and all those, and it's like how
it's beautiful. I can't.
Well, it's beautiful, but just they don't even have enough parking for. All right, cruise and cozies. Take care.
So if you go into Gatlinburg, there are places to park but you have to pay for it in Gatlinburg. But you can also park your car at the visitor center, and then they have a shuttle that'll take you.
Trolleys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done that many times. But do it only at
Send Mom the link.
Send Mom the link. Okay, hang on. I'll forward it to you, Mom. Now it's going to come by text, Mom, because I can't do it by email. So you'll just have to take it by text and come up that way.
Oh, I might be able to send it to her email.
It's okay. I got her. She can do this.
Oh, I know she can do it.
She can do it. There she goes. She probably use her phone.
And if she's in the house that they normally stay at, it is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Are you down in Gatlinburg? I think you are. Or no, you went to Pigeon Forge. I know where you're at. I know which one you're at.
So they're either walking around or... Oh.
Is that her?
Oh, they in the car.
Oh, she's in the car. Hey, Mom.
Yes, hello from Pigeon Forge. You have Ann and Dave from Dave's Gaming Cave. And let me show you. I can show you. There's so much traffic.
Oh, is it? Where are you guys heading into?
We're going to Sevierville.
You said it right. Sevierville. You said it right this time. High five.
Well, Jay said it for me. Oh, okay. I'm trying to figure out how to change.
You can't once you're live.
Turn it around.
Just turn it around.
Oh, and we lost her.
And she pressed the wrong button.
She'll come back. She'll be back. Yeah, it's a neat place to visit. Lots to do. I
don't think I could ever live there. Like, don't get me wrong. No. It's breathtaking. It's beautiful.
Too busy.
But too busy for me.
Yeah. It's nice to visit.
There we go.
Okay.
Now, I can go up or down or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's actually perfect.
Oh, there is a lot of people down here. At our resort, they're 99% full.
Wow.
Yeah. And so right now we're heading down this way there's an antique barn down here on the left in
Sevierville.
Sevierville. I know. I'm trying to think of Sevier.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't go to the grocery store. Well,
Is that the one that CB goes to?
I don't know.
The big
No,
say
barn?
that again.
CB goes to one that's in Indiana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. She goes to one that's maybe like 45 minutes from my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's 45 minutes from your house?
CB from Hugo Homestead goes to the antique mall that's on the river, about 45 minutes from me.
We need to ask her if she'll join us there.
Yeah, it'd be nice. There's some really cool things in that town to do.
You mean you're gonna really have to stretch yourself to go antiquing.
I know. It's a hard
Oh,
I don't know if you could push yourself.
It's a hard
yes, I can. Yes, I can. I can do it. Okay, that's Tanger Outlet. Down there. And look at the parking lots are all like full. The weather's nice. I mean, tomorrow is supposed to be some rain. And tomorrow, though, is where unless we go, no, it's not open today. That big place, Glenda, that we go, it's only open Friday, Saturday, and Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe tomorrow.
A flea market.
Yes, huge. It's huge. But
yeah, it's closer to Buc-ee's.
Yeah. We did go to Buc-ee's yesterday. We stopped at Buc-ee's.
Okay.
And yeah. Oh, we went and saw a movie. So here's what we did. We went to Buc-ee's first. Okay. Went to Buc-ee's first. And then we went to theater in that S word, the S word. And we saw A Complete Unknown. It's the life of, Bob Dylan. And
oh, cool.
It was really something how he got into doing music. And he does music. He writes it and plays and is always trying to come up with stuff all day long, all night long. It's like, it's all he does. Somehow in there, he ended up having six kids. But his life story is very, very interesting. So it was a good movie. Yep. I want to see that other one now. Homestead. Mm-hmm. There's one called, I don't know when we'll see that one. And Lynn and them watched Red One last night. Red One. And that's supposed to be really cute and funny. So a Christmas story.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never even heard of it.
Oh, Red One on Netflix. Okay, let's see how much there's on. Can you see over there?
Yep.
There's a whole story. Oh, a whole store devoted to somebody. That's all I'm going to say. Well, where's Jesse and Lisa?
You're not going to see them. They're with her mom in Oregon.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Well, they only make it up once a year. So I don't even bother them. We did the Merry Christmases and everything yesterday. And I don't, he knows that I'm live if he, wants to come up, but they try to do as much as they can, meet up with as many friends from, the Northwest.
Right.
Like Sandy and David, they're trying to meet up with them. They're actually,
what is their channel name?
They don't. They're just supporters.
Oh,
but
how
they
nice.
They are coming on the ship with us.
Oh, and when is that? It's coming up. You'll be here in no time.
August
24th to 31st.
Well, the wait time is just going away. We're just
Like
can't believe all the time's flying.
Jesse and I said, yeah, it was whenever we were talking to Glenda, the three of us were after one of my lives, and we were like, it seems like so long ago that we thought about this, and then
It does.
we're here.
Well, yeah, it's been really 2 years in the make, right? It's really
Mhm.
it'll be like around 2 years of planning. And yeah, I'm so happy that you guys are going to do that. I know it's going to be great for Glenda and, uh,
Sir Grace.
yeah, Sir Grace. It'll be really good. It'll be good for all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun, not have to think about anything for a few days. You know what I mean? It'd just be great. That's what we do when we come down here. We wing it, don't we, Dave? We wing it. But anyhow, everything's good with us. I just thought I'd say hello.
Well,
We went to the
we
huh?
appreciate you stopping by.
Oh, thank you very much for letting me in. But we got a couple soup bowls this time.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, there's a pottery store, and I like pottery really a lot. We get mugs and stuff from. I was buying one mug every time I came. Now I have like 6 of them. And then Glenda got me one too. So, and then Dave got his last time we were down. So,
Okay, so is Dave gonna have any room to go home to,
oh
or
yeah,
like you
oh
keep
yeah, we got
buying
a whole
stuff?
back seat. We got an empty back seat.
Well, no, but I mean, once you get to your house, like, is he gonna have room to go inside, or is he gonna have to sleep in the car?
Oh no sleeping in the car. He'll have room.
All right.
So we're gonna come home Saturday, Glenda.
Okay.
Oh,
Sounds
there's
good.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be
you
home
froze for a
Saturday.
second.
Oh, it's because we're in the car.
No, not you. You've been good. It was Glenda.
It was me.
Glenda?
I muted for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's trying to
Well,
help Troy out here.
Yeah.
oh,
I'm getting ready to drop something for him to look at.
Troy. Glenda is like an expert at this.
Yeah.
No, she really is. It's the truth. And if you need anything, if you want a service dog, she can tell you where to go. There's a lot of services, right, Glenda?
There is.
I mean, there are a lot. So you need to take advantage of it. They're there for you, just waiting for you to use them.
The service dog organization, it can take up to 2 years, but I only recommend ADI accredited service dog organizations. I will not recommend one that's not.
Right.
There's a lot of reasons for that.
But ask Glenda. Well, what are you looking for? Tell her what you want, and
yeah, it's a
she is.
box.
What's that, hon?
It's a Pandora's box full of help.
It is. I mean, you can get all kinds of help, and please do it, and don't feel bad about doing it. Because you deserved it. You deserve it.
Sir Grace, I'll just share this. Sir Grace and I were introduced to this nonprofit that I'm going to be looking into. We haven't actually reached out to them yet, but it's Hives for Heroes. Sir Grace and I have been talking about getting bees for a while now. And a friend of mine actually wants me to put a hive on her property, which would be far enough back from the farm. Like they spray the fields. So this piece of property is protected and away from everything. So I think we're going to be reaching out and seeing if we can find through this nonprofit somebody who can come and mentor me and Sir Grace on how to do this. I'll have to take the lead on it, but we're looking into getting bees this next year and having.
I mean, who would have thunk it that you could have that as an extra benefit?
Yeah. And let me address that real quick. Troy, yes, there were problems with PCAFC, and they put a hold on discharges after it was brought before Congress. and they locked it down until, is it September or October of 25? And then at that point, all of the legacy caregivers will have to be reevaluated under the new guidelines. And that's the information I shared. If you need a caregiver, I would recommend looking at those guidelines to see if you qualify. VA changed the way that they do things. And that came straight from VA. A lot of people like to point blames at different people, but I'm telling you, it's a VA problem. But they are addressing it. A lot of nonprofits are kind of making sure that they are well aware of how horrible of a decision they made to drop people.
Right.
This has been going on since 2000. Let's see here. I knew that it was coming from VA in 2018 or 19. It's a problem that the VA had severely messed up. So they are changing the guidelines on this.
So great. So so she can really hook you up. That's just true. So
I can't get somebody into a care program. I can show you the resources and go
right.
Yeah, she can only lead you to water. She can't make you drink.
And I can't make somebody else help you eat. I can go, this is what I know, and this is what I want you to look into. Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you.
All right.
Dave, say bye.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Dave. Have a good day. Have fun antiquing.
So, hey, thank you. Yes, thanks again. And you guys just do wonderful. Just do wonderful.
Absolutely. Have fun.
You guys.
Safe
You're
travels.
Whoop, whoop. Yep. So, okay. Bye. Granny
Give
kisses.
everybody granny kisses.
And I am. Bye-bye, you guys.
Bye, Mom.
Toodles.
Yeah. So, they took away a lot of caregivers. They discharged 90% of the post 9/11 caregivers. It's a hot mess. I'll be the first to admit it. And Sir Grace and I were part of that too. So, that's why I don't mind sharing. If I know something, go check this out. So that's the federal registry to look at the VA guidelines for it. So, yes, I am, Miss Ann. Cool bees. I am. I've been thinking about having bees for a while. And Sir Grace and I went to Washington, D.C. At the beginning of December. And I met another caregiver who has bees. And she shared this nonprofit to me and said they help with mentors to help you locate a mentor. They can't force a mentor, but they can help me locate a mentor to come teach me. Sir Grace is interested in it too. And I think we're going to tag team this and we're going to take it for a spin and see what we think.
Well, and it's going to help with your productivity.
Yeah.
With your vegetables, and, in turn, you'll have extra for your girls.
Absolutely.
It's a snowball effect.
It is. And then wonderful gifts I can share with the landowners that are letting me put that on their property. She was telling me that they had a company that it's a small mom and pop company. Okay. I believe in shopping local. So I don't want to say it's like some big B company that's doing the commercial industry. Not that, just a local mom and pop company. It's well known in my area. The owner had suggested putting hives in this certain piece, and that's of land, and that's actually where she wants me to put my hive at. So it's like in a really good area, protected and whatnot from the farm sprays and stuff. So I think we're going to go for it. I think we are. I'm excited.
I think it's I would love to get into that. I've looked, but I look where I get my honey from is actually I can't do it for as cheap as he charges me. And he does like 2,000 pounds of honey a year. So how much. Him and his son has moved back. He owns the funeral parlor in town.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So that's his
thing.
Relief. That's his mind break.
Yeah.
He used to do syrup, but it was too time consuming because there seems to be more people passing in the spring.
Mm.
And he was just counting too much. He wasn't able to be in there for his customers.
Right.
And that's not what he agreed to.
Right.
And that's not his passion.
Right.
So he gave up the maple syrup.
Okay.
And now him and his son, they've what they do is they do the honey, the two of them. It's their, they both work in the business.
Yeah.
And they have a blast. And it's actually quite a easy system that he has set up.
Oh, that's awesome.
But like he's got three IBC totes.
Okay.
Full of raw honey.
Wow, that's amazing.
Then he's got 3 stainless drums full of honey that he keeps at a certain temperature. It doesn't allow. You have to keep his whatever you want to call it. His room has to be kept at a certain temperature.
Oh, okay.
So he finds that's the way he does it.
Well, I don't want like a ton of honey, but I think for me, kind of like how I started in with gardening, I'm a full-time caregiver. I didn't do it because I had to do it. I wanted to do it because it's stress relief. I started gardening in 2012 in a 5-gallon bucket with Lowe's on it, the wrong bucket to have because you're supposed to have food grade, but I didn't know that. It is what it is. You learn as you experience. Now it has become something that we need to do because we are so used to the foods that I preserve with it. Like I make my own spaghetti sauce, my own salsa, my own green beans, can them up. We have become accustomed to having real good food, that it is a stress relief for me. Could you get my info from Scott and contact? I really suck at email. Okay. Sounds good.
Remind me.
Okay.
I really suck at remembering.
So do I. But for me, gardening began as a stress reliever, even though there's a lot of work to it. And then the chickens. Well, I always wanted chickens, but you couldn't put little uniforms on them and have them on military installations. So I had to wait. And then I live in a town where they're banned. I keep living in places that are banned, but they live on a friend's property. So chickens, have helped Sir Grace too. He wanted nothing to do with them. He said, I'll help you build the coop and the run. That's it. But I want nothing to do with it. I always say Minnie, I name all my girls. Minnie is what got him into chickens. And when I didn't have a channel at the time. And so Minnie was walking backwards and I asked Mom if we could put it up on her channel. Anybody ever seen a chicken walk backwards and have a reason for it? I just want to know what's wrong. And unfortunately, everybody came at me pretty hard. You should be putting that chicken in freezer camp and coming at me hard when I was just trying to figure a problem out. And I don't always think freezer camp is the solution to everything. Now, if it needed to happen, sure. But I want to figure out the problem first. And so I took Minnie to the vet. Yes, I did. And I had Minnie looked at and he did a simple test. It didn't cost me hardly anything, but he did a simple test on her and said she had suffered a brain injury. She'd been pecked on too hard on her head, and that's what was causing her to walk backwards. And he figured it out with her feet because one foot was gripping better than the other one. And then he sat and he watched her. So it's kind of like Sir Grace and Minnie kind of get each other, because when he goes out, Minnie runs to him, and he'll just go, Minnie, 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 and she just runs to him. But she won't do that to me. And now Sir Grace loves chickens. We still have Minnie. She still walks backwards from time to time. It's just the late effect of her traumatic brain injury. We just let her do it. She still lays eggs. She eats.
All of a sudden, she'll be walking in the coop.
Yeah.
Be talking to Glenda, and the next thing you look down, there's Minnie. She's
just, and she's flopping her head, and she just walks backwards.
Flops her head, and then starts backing up.
Yep. It's funny. But you know what? She eats, she drinks, she poops, she still lays eggs. She's loved. She's cared for. She's not being beaten up by her sisters anymore. And that I'm glad we left her. I'm glad we figured the problem out. Yeah, I brought in a vet. That's controversial, but I'm glad I did. You know?
Miss Ann, don't you worry.
It's okay.
We all laugh at it.
I'll have to try to catch Minnie on a live one day because it's pretty funny. But I don't always believe freezer camp is the solution to everything. I think if you can figure the problem out and try the herbal route too first, try the natural route. That's the best. But this went on for like 2 weeks and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with her. I was a new chicken keeper. But anyhow, so Sir Grace now helps me with the girls. And so now we're looking at bees. And I'm like, that would be kind of fun at the end of a day. Or another video. I need to catch Minnie in the act. It's hard to catch her because she doesn't do it all the time now. Molting season just wrapped up for her. Molting season, she still walks backwards. It's like when her body's stressed, she walks backwards. So, but she just wrapped up molting. And that molting season, my gosh, I've got one girl, hideous looking little thing. Hideous. She had bumblefoot, so I was treating it, and then now all of her pin feathers are in. And I just don't want to pick her up because I know it hurts, and she looks hideous. So poor thing, I'm going to have to deal with her bumblefoot once her feathers start fluffing out. I'll be able to pick her up at that point, but I won't touch her while they're pins and needles. Mm-mm.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. No.
And I'm just going to leave the bumblefoot for now and then get back into my little concoctions for it and keep working on helping her heal from bumblefoot, which I do at home. I don't have a vet do it. I do it myself. So anyhow, and then at the time, if we ever have to put any of the girls down, we do, if it's warrants it. But I have another girl who's disabled. She has a hard time walking. Again, I didn't put Sir Grace down.
I'm not going to put the chickens down.
Not going to put the chicken down. You eat, you drink, you poop. And she's still laying eggs. Well, right now she's on break because of, the winter solstice stuff. But she can still do everything. She can get up on her roost. So,
Sir Grace, if you're listening, you better be able to pee, poop, and eat.
Maybe lay an egg or two every now and then.
I want to see that video.
So your vet doesn't do chickens? Call around. Our vet doesn't, but I asked our vet if they knew of a poultry veterinarian in our area, and we have 3 poultry veterinarians. And the one I have to take her to, he is in Kentucky, so I have to go over into a different state, which it's only like 20 minutes from my house. But if you can find a poultry veterinarian to tap into, I would, because if you don't know it and somebody can't help you out, it's always good to have a backup plan. That's okay. I just do the bumblefoot. Yeah, I do the bumblefoot myself. I've never taken a chicken in for bumblefoot. I've always done it at home. And I have a full medical kit for my chickens.
You should update your medical kit and do a video.
I should. It's not a little one either. I mean, this thing, Jesse and Lisa have been to my house. It sits by my front door. It's in a really pretty basket because if you're going to walk in my house, I don't want you seeing all my chicken supplies, but I need it by the front door because whenever I have to deal with the hen, I bring them up to the front porch. So I pulled this big basket out and I
Hey,
showed
Jamie.
Jesse and Lisa, and I think I may have shocked them with how many things I have for my chickens. I have a full medical kit. And I have a pop-up puppy playpen that I use for a hospital like situation. If I have to separate a girl, put them in the garage and separate. I keep one of those, and then I have a lot of things. In fact, some of that stuff I use for dogs too.
I was gonna say, like, if anybody ever saw our animal first aid kit on the farm,
Yeah.
every animal that's on the farm can be fixed, or
Yeah.
it's to that point where Josh has it in his house now.
Yeah.
Because it got that big, and he's got like buckets and whatever's, if we have a cow going down, he can grab one, or breach, he grabs another. And
Right. It's important if you own animals to have a first aid kit for them.
Yep.
And there are a lot of really good resources out there. A lot of people I follow Chickenlandia. I like her. I like a lot of her advice. I can't think of her name. And then Lisa Steele. I follow a lot of her advice. I prefer the natural route. Thanks in parts to you, Glenda and Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm. I think we're pretty prepared. Yeah, good. You should be, because a lot of that stuff happens, in the awkward of time. I'm going to share a funny story. So it was at 4th of July. I had to go to the drugstore and buy, no joke, we had a hen that was egg bound, and you don't want to do this last minute. And I had to buy KY jelly because we had to get an egg out of a bird. And the looks I got, it was pretty funny. But we helped our chicken to release that egg. And yeah, you got to have all kinds of things. You do.
Well, that's just a staple for a cow.
Well, it was funny because I'm sure people looked at me funny when I said, this is for my chickens. I'm just making sure we're prepared, But hey, I mean, she was walking around like a penguin, and we gloved up and put that stuff up in there, and that helped that egg come out, and then she felt better. I felt so bad for that hen. And then shortly afterwards, after that egg came out, then she had a shellless egg come out behind it. So, and that is just, you need to make sure you're giving your chickens enough calcium. And we had been gone, and their oyster shells, they were low on them. So we took care of the girls and gave that one extra calcium. She was fine after that. But yeah, you always have to be prepared. Super important.
And I didn't realize it. I thought that it got its coating all the way through the chamber, and it's really not.
Mm-mm.
The shell comes on the last 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. And then it's sprayed on. The color gets sprayed on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when a chicken has calcium.
It's a calcium deficiency is what it is. And then you want to give them vitamins too to help support them too. A little bit of time and quiet space. And then it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
All good.
I think we're actually going to take the summer off. We're going to take 2025 off.
Okay.
From
your gardening?
No, girls.
Oh, from the girls. Oh, okay. Yep.
They're all quite old.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So we want to clean the flock and disinfect the room and
yeah,
because just over my goodness, probably 10 years, it hasn't had a deep clean.
Oh, okay. We
So,
do ours once we do a major deep clean in the spring, every spring. And then I use, sugar. I got to think of the name. Promethean. It's this little itty bitty green bottle, and it's really expensive, but you just need a little bit. And I spray it down for mites. And then we use their feed bags. We save them throughout the year. And then when we go do our deep clean, we take down all the old feed bags. And then I get up in there, and then I take a broom and brush it all out. And then we spray it for mites. And then I'll spray my own herbal. I have a herbal concoction that I make up with lavender and mint. And I'll spray it all up in there real good and let the smell, disinfect and clean. And it also helps repel with mice. And it's safe to use around chickens. So I spray it down with a natural herbal spray. And then we use the sand method as our litter.
okay.
I live in Indiana, and we get really cold. I've never had I don't worry about my chickens in the winter time because they have down coats on, and they're about 104, 105 degrees internally. So they're fine.
Preach it, sister. It drives me crazy to see people putting stuff around their coops and putting heaters in, and I'm like, no.
Now we wrap our run with
you keep the wind away from them.
Yeah, and that we do that, but we don't use heaters. We do use the Premier One poultry nipple heater, so that way the water doesn't freeze.
Yes.
I don't ever worry about my hens in the winter. And I use the sand method. A lot of people worry about, I live in a warmer climate. I'm not going to say in the colder climates, this is what I recommend. But I say do what's best for you. So for me to go out and clean the poo takes me 30 seconds every day. I use a kitty litter shovel and I flick it into a bucket, right? So once a year, we get rid of it. And then I'll put all new down in there. And then we clean the run out too, and then put fresh new bedding down for the girls. Now we have 2 runs. So in their big run, we use mulch during the summertime. In the wintertime, I put straw down because mulch gets hard and it freezes. So I like it a little bit softer in the winter. So I put straw down. And the girls love it. I don't even spread it out. I just undo the bales, throw a little bit of some treats on top,
and they eat it.
Spread it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, they spread it. They eat it.
They have fun in it. They dust bathe in it. I'm like, you girls are so funny. You have. Yeah. I use peat moss for some leftover from the fire pit, the wood ash. I use a little bit of that in there, and a little bit of diatomaceous earth. And so they have a dust bath. I bought one of those concrete buckets, and I just poked a couple holes in it so it can drain. So my girls actually have a place to dust bathe, but no, we clean it out once a year, and then back to my big run. So that stuff compost, and I'll use that in my garden. I'll put that aside and let it finish going through the composting phase. Let me tell you, my garden is nice because of my chickens. It is so nice.
Exactly. And, I'm not telling people from up north that you shouldn't put a wind block up.
Oh, yeah. No, you want a wind block. But you don't need a heat.
You don't. Oh, no. You put a wind block up, that's all your chickens need. Yeah. As long as you keep them dry,
draft free,
and keep the wind off of them, they will be fine. Mm-hmm. You cannot get their temperature low. Mm-mm. They run anywhere from 104 to 105.
Yep.
That's their natural temperature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's easy. I think the time that chicken owners need to be concerned is in the extreme heat. And
Yes.
because they are 104, 105 wearing their down
Yeah.
coats, when
Exactly.
it's a million degrees outside, you want to offer them ice and,
Yep.
all, fresh water every single day. And I do use fans in there to kind of keep that temperature down. I even have a mister that I put out that attaches to a 5-gallon bucket of water. And we just pour every day. We go out and we fill the 5-gallon bucket of water, set our fan on there, and then it mist it out. That's when you have to worry about your chickens, is in the heat.
Amen.
It's not the winter.
No.
Mm-mm.
And that's what makes me go, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All that you need, and start now.
Yeah.
If you start now and even get 8 or 9 2-liter bottles,
Yeah. And just set them aside. Keep
that's
them in the freezer
all you need. Fill them up with water.
3/4 of the way with
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
And you can
3/4, just
their
it gives room for expansion.
Mm-hmm. You can
And-
put them up in your coop, hang the bottles. I've done that too when it's gotten really hot. And then I'll run the fan to hit those ice bottles, and it just brings down
That's what they used to use for air conditioning in the olden days.
Mhm.
And I'm not being smart or, but
No.
that's how they would do it, is they would hang those type of water, like frozen water bottles. They would hang that up in front of a fan, and that's how they kept themselves cool.
Yep. Yeah, I do that for my girls. And then I built we took an old tote and then I put a dish strainer on one, it's kind of hard. So we cut a hole and then I put a dish strainer on the inside. So my girls couldn't get their heads in there. But I wanted it, dish strainer has the hole, so it blows the air out. And then we fill it with ice. And then on the other side, I take a fan and I pointed it down, so that way it's like a homemade air conditioner. I've done that too. And we keep ours. You just need one, really, and that'll keep the girls.
Exactly. And that's all people have to worry about, is keeping them cool, not actually warming them up. They're okay.
Yeah, you don't. In
Their
fact,
DNA will keep them more than warm.
Right. If you heat your coop, then you need to be concerned about the health of the bird, because you are messing with their immune system at that point in the game. So, yeah.
Speak of NCL.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Sir Grace and I, the other thing I tell new chicken keepers is make your run as big as you possibly can. And I'm talking height. So during the shutdown in 2020, we built ours too small. So now we were going to do it this past year, but we are going to do it this year because of our kitchen. We put it off a year, but we're going to build ours. We're going to rebuild it and make it taller so we don't keep hitting our heads on the
They
inside.
have a special deal for me.
Oh, a special deal. I didn't get a call. Where's my call, NCL? I'm waiting. I got my phone. Come on now, NCL.
Maybe because I said, don't worry about it. I've got somebody who'll get me the best deal I need.
Well, I mean, on a different cruise, it won't hurt me,
Oh no. If you want to book on a different cruise, Terry's wife has already said she will look after everybody that Terry was booked through Terry.
Oh, nice.
They feel so bad that she will look after you.
Nice. Well, I loved working with Terry when he was doing it.
Oh, he was awesome.
He was. Well, he still is. He's still around.
Oh no, he's a piece of crap now.
Yeah. Terry. Hey, Wanda. Merry Christmas
Wanda.
to you. Yeah.
Santa Claus made it to PEI.
Hopefully. I have to tell you, Sir Grace got me for Christmas. It was the coolest thing. I'm super excited to give it a try. So, of course, he's been very supportive with the garden, but I follow Laura from Garden Answer. I followed her since her second year. I mean, that's been a long time since she's had her channel. And last year she launched her garden augers. And I've had a garden. Do you know what I'm talking about? A garden auger?
Oh.
So you can go to your big box store and buy an auger that hooks up to your drill, but you have to bend over. Okay. And this girl is.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about
Okay.
now. Yeah.
Well, this girl's, starting to have some age related things. I'm getting sore. So, for Christmas, I got a 3-inch garden auger from Garden Answer. And I'm excited because I'll be able to just stand there with my drill, just like barely bent over, just barely, because it's 6 inches long. And I can get all my holes dug for my tomato plants or whatnot, pepper plants. Then he bought me this garden scooter. I don't know how to describe it to you. It's the coolest thing. So I use woven ground fabric, which is what's used in the organic industry to help with weeds. And I have a 30 by 40 plot of land that garden fabric's all down. And I've got rows and I rotate crops all the time because you don't ever want to plant tomatoes in the same place. You don't want to, squash in the same place. So I do rotation and then I amend my soil as I go. But I can just sit on this little scooter and scoot my way along and put my tomato plants in. He's like, I thought of you when you garden. And he said, I know that you like being out there. And he said, you come in and you hurt after a full day's work. He said, I thought this might help you between the auger and the little garden scooter. So I'm going to be out there, be the crazy lady out with my auger and my scooter up and down my garden. I'm excited. He really thought of a really cool gift to give me.
Absolutely. Hats off. Like
he did good.
To actually, for Sir Grace to actually, be able to
processed.
Yeah, to process 2 amazing gifts.
He did. I was super, and they're not terribly expensive either. But he goes, Glenda, he said, I think this will help you out. And I'm like, I think it will. I mean, he got it for my garden. And I just thought.
So we.
Yeah. Oh, and
we had come up. Yeah.
He bought me a box, like a little wooden box. And it's got 75 different veggie seeds in it, fruits and veggies.
Oh, neat.
And it's a company out of England, but they sell it on Amazon. He didn't know it was from England until I researched it, but it's from England. And so, but it's got like different kinds of peppers and tomatoes and
awesome.
A lot of varieties I've never tried. So I'm super excited to get those going when it's time to get your garden up and.
Well, that's awesome. So we had decided, absolutely no gifts because of all the large hiccups we've had to deal with. $28,000 for
that's a Christmas
furnaces and having to put our trip money on that and then figure out where to get the trip money from, and it's just been pretty stressful over the last little bit. And so I said to her, no gifts.
Yeah.
Well, I don't listen to myself, so there's a certain type of what's the name of it? It's a silver stainless Christmas ornament, but they're like high end.
Oh, nice. Yes.
And so they're $130 US.
Oh, wow.
That's not what I paid. I paid less than 50 Canadian.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's like what's the name of them?
I love collecting Christmas ornaments. We
So
started.
these are Lennox.
Oh, Lennox. Yeah, Lennox. Yeah.
So that's what she's wanting to start. So
Yeah.
I bought her, I don't know, 6 or 8. Well, she started to freak out. And then she goes, "Here's your present. I knew you'd do it to me." Well, did I ever have fun with it? Because she spent about 3 times the amount on me
Oh.
on scratch tickets.
Did you win?
I'm up so far to. I'm just shy of $100.
Hey,
I
hey.
still have some more to scratch. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
All right, Miss Ann, you go have your old lady nap, and you
Oh.
have an old man nap for me too.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with a good old nap.
I actually
Not a
had one
thing.
yesterday afternoon.
Did you?
Not a long one, but just enough to regenerate.
I did too. Day before yesterday, after all the kids left, I told Sir Grace, I said, I think I'm gonna go crawl in bed, which I never do. I never take old lady naps. And so I crawled in bed and put on the Grinch, and I was kind of in and out snoozing. And I noticed Sir Grace was right next to me watching the Grinch. But I was in and out, kind of like, I'm awake now. I don't take very good naps. If I need one, then I'm really worn down at that point in the game. But yeah, I was kind of in and out of a nap.
Well,
watching the Grinch, kind of in and out, you know.
That's why I want to come in 2 days early to the cruise ship.
Yeah.
So that I can get my naps and get myself somewhat straightened out.
Yeah.
Because yes, it's only a 3-hour time delay to Seattle, but it's 4-hour time delay to Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a lot. It's we've done that before. We had a 13-hour from Japan. And that I was telling one of my kiddos, my bonus kiddos, about that, you know, and I said, can you imagine? I left Japan with a 6-week-old and an almost 2-year-old and did that time change. I was just having that conversation. Can you imagine?
What people do as a younger, you know, it blows me away. Like what we did as now, our kids would never be able to process what we did back then to make things happen because the generation doesn't think like that anymore.
No, it's always a quick. I was telling another one of my bonus kids, I said, yeah, I traveled because of the military. I moved to England. We were on the first plane out after 9/11 when the planes were allowed to fly again. We were on the first plane out. The flight was only supposed to be 6 hours. Okay. So we're coming in for a landing. We're coming in for a landing. I have 3 littles, tinies. The next thing I know, the plane's doing this as we're landing. Hi, Cynthia. And
hey, Cynthia.
Oh, speaking of Japan, I got my black gum and it was so crazy strong. I told you, you'll feel better. It's good. It's strong. Yeah. So anyhow, when we all started screaming on the plane, because it was like right after 9/11. So we all had what had happened in our brains, you know, because we're on a plane. So we get the plane leveled out and the pilot finally comes on the aircraft and he said, we cannot see the flight line because of the dense amount of fog. So they took us to Gatwick Airport, landed the plane there. We have all of the British cops surrounding the plane. We were not allowed to deboard. We had to stay on because we hadn't done customs. We sat on the flight line for 7 hours. 7 hours. I laugh when people are like, oh, I had to stay on the plane an hour or 2 hours. I'm like, I did 7. The flight was
3 littles.
3 littles not allowed to get off that plane. And then we get into England, or get into our where we're supposed to be at, and the people that picked us up at the airport. Oh yeah, by the way, the grocery store is open. You might want to get groceries. We don't know when it'll open again. Yeah, so I'm tired. 3 littles going to the grocery store. My kids are like, I don't know how you did that, Mom. Like, I had to. You do what you have to do. Oh, you're playing Barbie Dream House with your mini-me.
I would expect nothing less, Josh.
I hope you let her paint your nails. That's what my son has been letting his little one do. I think it's so cute. So
exactly.
Sweet. And tea parties, I miss having littles like that. Well, I mean, I have now littles, but I mean, like at home all the time. I've got some really pretty dishes I bought from a thrift store, like really nice. And I've got them pulled down. And I told Sir Grace, I said, when the oldest comes over, I'm going to pull those out. We're going to have a tea party. And he goes, with those pretty dishes? I'm like, I don't care if they break. We're going to start learning how to have proper tea parties. I want her to learn on pretty dishes. So I don't mind. I go to thrift stores anytime. I'll buy the prettiest stuff I can get at a thrift store and let my little ones play
Why not?
with it. No problem. And I didn't pay much for it. Sometimes they're like $1 or $2, but they're fancy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's all about the experience and having fun with those littles. Soak it in, Josh. Soak it in.
It don't stick around for long, and that used to drive me nuts whenever people,
I wish
like
they'd
it now
grow up.
because it's not going to last long.
Oh, or parents go, I wish they'd hurry up and grow up and I can get to the next phase. And I'm like, no, relish in this. Soak this in.
See, that was me to get them to the playful age of 2.
Oh.
Because then I could interact.
Yeah.
But
oh
yeah, no. 2 onwards, and then oh yeah, no.
Oh, I'm just soaking in my littles right now. I soaked my kids. I soaked them all in, and then now I'm soaking in my new littles. And my oldest, she's now 2, and it's that discovery phase of the world. I have to be really careful when I say you want to go see your chickens, because she goes, my boots, and she'll get them on and boop, she's gone. So this grandma's running after her. She wants her chickens.
She takes after grandma.
She does. She's so good at it. We're trying to teach her to throw the treats, and she just takes them and she dumps them, and then she goes, "He go." And Miss Chicken Tender knows her so well. When she runs to her little fat body, she knows she's about to get a buttload of treats, because little Miss, he go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And little Miss Chicken Tender doesn't have to forage for them, or
Oh no, she just knows, I'm gonna get myself a big old fat
feast.
Belly full of treats.
Yeah, and little Miss Chicken Tender is a fat girl too.
What's the point in having them if you don't make you? Amen, Wanda.
Yeah, exactly. As I've been doing this kitchen renovation, I've been finding old dishes that I've tucked away, and a lot of them are in the dishwasher right now because I'm pulling them out. We're going to use them again. Bringing all the old stuff out.
That used to drive me crazy and Debbie crazy.
Really?
Well, no. Our parents would use their beautiful set of dishes once a year.
Oh yeah, no, get them
Why?
out. Yeah, get them things out.
Like, use them or get rid of them.
Mhm. Yeah. No, I say get them out. And I bought China dishes. Like our thrift store sells like a whole set of them, and you can get a whole set of China, like really good brand names. And they'd be like $10-15 for the entire set. I mean, I've used mine. I love it. I don't feel attached to it financially. I think maybe I kind of get the parent point, because if you spend a lot of money on your dishes, you don't want them breaking.
Exactly.
But I go to a thrift store. If you want nice china, I bet you could find a lot of it in thrift stores, because people don't use them and they just donate them. And that, I love me a good thrift store. That's where I love to shop. That and the Goodwill bins. I've been hooked on them lately. Let's see here. I've been cleaning out boxes of stuff I haven't used in 8 years. I'm looking for new homes for them. Wow. Yeah. Some of the things you could do is repurpose them as gifts. So like if you have teacups, for example, some of those really pretty teacups with saucers, one of the things you could do is you can make candles in them and then put the little saucer up underneath. And then when the person gets done burning that candle, then they have a nice little teacup. Or you can take those little teacups and go buy some of your favorite teas. Or if you make teas, which I do that too, make up little tea bags and put it in there. Little honey sticks with it. That makes great gifts. My sister makes flowers for the garden. She'll take old dishes and she'll use E6000 and hot glue. Now, of course, you don't want to put them in the direct sun because it'll melt that glue, but put it in the shade. But she'll make flowers out of dishes in the way that she places them. Let me think. What else can you do? You can make bird feeders with a lot of dishes. There's a lot of things you can do with old dishes if you don't know what to do with them. And you don't want to, you want to repurpose them. There's a lot. Go on Pinterest. That's a Pandora's box. You'll be there all day. And you're welcome. As you're sitting there, oh, wow, this is a cool idea. There are all kinds of things you can do. Yeah, I do the candle thing. I did that a few years ago. I didn't have a whole lot of money for Christmas a few years ago. And so I made people candles out of dishes I had around the house. And that was a really nice gift to give people. A lot of people complimented me on that, like homemade. So I made Christmas gifts and I never got them out. They're still sitting right here. Some of my family's Christmas gifts. I forgot. I came up here right before the live and I realized, oops, I forgot to pull those out.
You know what?
Next year.
He's the exact same way. She goes out, she shops early.
Yeah.
Then she puts them in our closet.
Yeah.
And last night I went to change for dinner and I'm like, what is this? She's like, oh, that was supposed to be wrapped and put out this morning.
Oops. What was it? Was it last year or a year before last? I bought Sir Grace. I've been year before. I bought Sir Grace a beard oil.
Yeah.
I made beard oil and some pomade for his beard. Like it was like a little vendor. And I forgot where I put it. 6 months later, I found it. And I said, well, it's Christmas in July. Merry Christmas. I handed it to him. I've done that so many times. I hide it and then I forget about it. Well, this wasn't...
I can't say much because Mackenzie's boyfriend, he just wanted hoodies that he could wear to work, and if it got full of oil, who cares? So I talked to one of my suppliers.
These are for your bowls. You put them in the microwave.
Yes, I remember whenever you were making those.
Yeah, I forgot about them. Oops. And then
Oh boy.
I forgot I made even pot holders. And then this is the kind of person I am. I just sat up here and I sewed.
So yeah, if Glenda's kids are watching,
Hi kids!
surprise!
Yes, I made pillowcases. I even made the little one a pillow for her bed. And yeah, it's all just sitting right there.
Oh well, next year.
I'll just tuck it all away. My kids, love you kids. You'll have to wait till next year.
Yeah.
Mom won't get them out.
Speaking of kids,
Hey, Johnny.
hey Johnny,
Hey.
Merry Christmas, fella.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. I was just showing off my Christmas presents I made.
Oh, nice.
That you forgot to give out.
Oh,
Because I'm so good at this. I made the little things that you put your bowls in the microwave and you can get it out.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I made a whole
Oh,
bunch.
they're great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forgot to pull them out for Christmas.
That is nice. I've been off to town paying property taxes and stuff like that.
No fun.
Yeah. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 properties, and then you got your personal stuff that goes along with that. So anyway, we got it taken care of, so we can keep it for another year. It's awesome.
That's a
Good thing to
bonus.
have. So you go out the day after Christmas. Was it busy?
Oh,
Were there
yeah.
a lot of people on the road?
Well, no, the road was not busy, but everybody in town was going to pay their taxes.
Oh boy,
So there was a line at the, there.
no
because
fun.
everybody, rant time. Okay.
Rants, yes.
Why do you make property taxes due by January 1st and they don't send it out till the end of November? So right through Christmas time is whenever you had to pay property taxes here. And I mean, can you not make it some other time of the year whenever it's not like everything's due at the same time type deal,
Do you only do it
Hey,
once?
Josh. Huh?
Do you only do it once a year?
Yeah.
Ours
I
is
mean, we pay property taxes, I don't know when you guys' property taxes are, but ours they come out the end of November. We usually get them after Thanksgiving and they're due by the first of the year.
Ours is every 6 months. They break it in half.
Oh
Really?
wow! See, we give our residents three opportunities to pay their taxes: March, August, and November.
So can they pay all of it any of
Yep.
those times?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. You can pay. Now the final bill. Your one in March is a projected, and then your one in September, November, it is, or September, October.
Yeah.
It's just to get caught up one way or another. And if you're on the plus side, you can either leave it or you can get the money back, and then that's the way we do it up here.
And I can't remember what months because it just automatically comes out, but ours is twice a year.
Well, I could pay half now and then half in March. I mean, they've got it set up to where we could do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay twice. I just want to pay it and get done.
Sure.
Well,
Sure.
And we can't wait till March to pay all of it. We have to pay at least half by now. So we're gonna pay it all now. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's just weird. Like, make you pay before, because you're actually paying on 2025's like on that rate. So I'm sure they don't even have your budgets done yet for next year.
Right.
So you really can't. You can have a projected.
They figure out what our taxes are. By March, we'll get a letter in the mail. They'll say now in 2026,
Yeah.
or at the end of your next taxes,
End of the fiscal year.
This much, and it goes up every year.
Yep.
So they'll come up with a new number for us and say it's going to, and they'll send it to us and say this property will be this much more, this property will be this much more, this, et cetera, et cetera, if you don't do anything on it. Like if you do any improvements at all on the property, if you build a building or anything like that, then of course the rates go up from that because it's an improvement. And you really got to watch those guys because I've had them, we have lock gate on our properties and stuff like that. So they'll come out and they'll fly a drone over it. And they will estimate sizes of things from a drone. And like one of the houses that we used to have, we sold it a couple of years ago. It was a mobile home. We sold it, but it had a porch on it that I had built years ago, and they said it was a 12 by 24 porch, and it was actually a 6 by 8 porch. And then they said we had a carport, which like one of those prefab. You've seen them everywhere. They have them beside the road. They'll have one, and they'll say, "Get these for whatever."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they said we had one of those, but we didn't. We had a small little building that was, I think the building was, it was 8 feet wide by 10 feet long is what it was. 8 wide, 10 long. And they thought it was a carport, which it wasn't. You couldn't fit a car in there at all. And it had these little doors on the front of it. And I used to push a lawnmower in there. And they wanted to charge us for I think they said it was I think they said it was like a 16 by 20, 16 by 20 or something like that. I was looking at these numbers and I was going, what are you talking about? So I went down there and they said, so they got these pictures that they got from a drone and they said, we're going off of this right here. And I said, no, that's a little lawnmower shop. You couldn't put a car in there. And I finally got them to, agree with me that stuff isn't as big as it is. I said, you think about that mobile home, it's a 16 by 80 mobile home. How do you get a 12 by 24 deck on that?
Right.
Off of what you're seeing here. And so, they finally agreed with me and they helped me. But, if I hadn't done nothing, it would,
Oh, you would have paid it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we had a really good Christmas.
Awesome.
It was really laid back for us this year.
Yes.
The kids went to, you have to share kind of deal, and they went to to Josh, Joel, our son-in-law's family. So they went there, and so they're going to do Christmas with us later at a to be announced time. We haven't figured it out yet because we're racing Saturday. So
wow.
Maybe Sunday night or something like that. They'll come out Sunday evening. But anyway.
Yeah,
and
we were
so
supposed
just
to.
me and Christine here on that day, and then Christmas Eve. We played Santa and Mrs. Claus for her family, which is my family too now.
Right.
Yeah, so we played Santa and Mrs. Claus over there, and that was a lot of fun. then so yeah, that was and then we were Santa and Mrs. Claus at church on Sunday.
I saw those pictures.
Yeah, that we had a lot of fun. So, but anyway, that's how our Christmas is going so far. I mean, we're still above ground, so we're
That's
doing
it. That's important, right?
That's the
Yeah.
important thing, brother.
I heard, I was listening earlier about your chickens.
Yes.
I was listening to that while I was in town driving, and I heard you talking about, you took your chicken to the vet and stuff like that, and they figured out they had been pecked on and stuff like that. It was walking backwards.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's we had one that got that Rhineck.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And she finally passed. I mean, we did all the little things that you're supposed to do with the different vitamins and things like that.
Yeah.
But she passed on us, and but I had heard of. I mean, it wasn't. If we lose a chicken, it's we hate it, but it happens. I mean,
right.
You don't lose something every once in a while. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
But I'm on a Facebook page called Backyard Chickens. I don't know if you're on that one or not.
I know of it.
And there was a lady on there.
I know which one. I think.
Huh?
Yeah. No, I know of it. Go ahead. Keep going.
There's a lady on there that I read her post. She took her chicken to the vet because of some kind of a problem it had, and she spent $5,000 on it.
What?
She spent $5,000 on this chicken at the vet.
I love animals, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I was thinking about that, and I was going. I mean, whenever I read that, I mean, she really loved her chicken. I mean,
there's
5,000. That's more than.
There's a fine line between love and you know what, brother.
Yeah. $5,000 on a chicken.
That's crazy.
No, that's silly. That's too much. The chicken's not even worth it at that point. I mean, I even say a couple hundred. It's not. That's still a lot of money. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I was in comment. I never said anything in her post.
Go on a perimeter.
But I just read it and I go,
oh, boy,
wow, $5,000.
Yeah.
A chicken.
No, that's too much. No, it's interesting is that my poultry veterinarian that I trust, he's like, you can spend all this money if you want to do imaging and whatever if you want. But he said, how much did you pay for her? You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those. And actually, she was my free bird. I didn't pay anything for her. She was my meal maker. But I'm glad I took her to the vet just because it got my husband into it. And, sometimes with having wounded warriors, you've got to think a little bit outside the box with things sometimes with wounded warriors. And when they are self-isolating and not getting out of the house, it's worth it to me. I'm glad I spent the money because it got him out. In fact, that's my ringing. He's out there right now with my chickens, and I keep trying to shut my phone off. I'm sorry. He's out there with them right now.
No, I have no problem with anybody taking their chicken to the vet.
No.
It's just that whenever you actually spend $5,000 on a chicken,
that is,
you have to finally, you have to weigh this stuff a little bit. And I'm telling you that I could, cattle, I'll tell you straight up right now, my favorite cow, I couldn't spend $5,000 on at the vet. And I could get, if I sold them, if I sold it, I could probably get almost 2,000 out of it.
Hey, come here.
But, a chicken, if you sold it, You could get, if it's a really great one, you might get $30 out of it.
Yeah.
No,
You're
open
really in the
Gotta
hole
stay
for
up
that. And you're right. I mean, I've lost, I think, how many birds have I think I've lost 4 birds. I've lost 4 birds.
Sorry, Josh. I
And
thought
life
you were
happens.
outside.
They just go. The hardest one, though, that died,
Here we go. Now you can go see.
I mean, it's not any fault to mine. She had sauerkraut. And I tried all the natural. I didn't take her to the vet because she died peacefully. She just went on. But I tried all the natural stuff with that. Man, that sauerkraut is no joke when they die of that. I don't know if you've ever lost a bird to that, but
I think we've lost 4 chickens over the time that we've had them.
yeah.
And 3 of them just were fine one day.
Bring it here, bub.
The next day, find them laying under the roost.
Yep.
And it's like, what happened here?
Yeah.
What? And then you watch the rest of your chickens.
Yeah, you have to.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope they don't have something.
Yeah.
And all of them's fine.
Yeah.
And then you go another
Yes.
2 months or something like that.
Come here.
And another one be under the,
Well, sometimes they have heart attacks too, and they'll just die of that too.
Yeah, that's true.
It could be just a heart attack, whatever. And
Yeah.
Okay. Here.
True.
Oh.
Maybe thunderclap at night or something like that.
Yeah.
Scared them, but around here, I don't know how close your chickens are to if you can hear them at night.
Oh yeah.
But
we're 15 feet off the house from mine. They're on a neighbor's property.
Right, I know,
Yeah.
because you live in a place where
Not my house.
So,
Yeah.
but ours, if I hear a rooster crowing in the middle of the night, it's get up, grab the shotgun, go outside time.
Yeah. We don't have roosters.
There's
but as
something
you
out
can
there.
tell,
There's
we
something
have the
out
ring
there.
camera. Yeah, my ring camera goes off. We had a raccoon, and I grabbed mine, and I went out after the raccoon. So, but we don't have roosters. So, but my ring camera wakes me up, and that's how I know something's out there.
Yeah.
So Glenda, this is the toy that I was telling you about.
Oh wow!
So he grabs there, you grab here, and you pull. But this is what you hear.
We buy Sir Grace is the
I wanted to
horse
buy him
balls.
Is what?
Horse balls. Like the balls that you can buy. They're the Kong brand. They're like this big.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
So it's literally 4 horses, and they're like this
Play
big.
with?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they got a
They won't rip
handle
them
on them.
apart.
Yeah, we buy that for Sir Grace's dog.
Oh, I do, people know our cattle, and they all the time will make comments like, you need to get them a ball to play with. You need to get them a this to play with. My favorite is they are in fields that are covered in cedar trees in different areas and stuff like that. And there's a tree everywhere, and they rub against this stuff, and they say, you need to put brushes on the side of stuff and everything. I'm like, do you not realize they're literally living in a brush? I mean, it's all brushes, everywhere they're at. So they can rub whenever they want on anything they want. So
Yeah.
Tractors, trucks,
Yeah.
people.
anything. Yeah.
They'll find their own way to play and have fun. And
Oh,
They're fine.
absolutely. Especially the calves. They will find a way to play.
Amuse themselves somehow. I can tell you, they will.
Into a lot of trouble.
Oh yeah. See, I've weaned all the heifers, or not the heifers. I've weaned all the calves now.
Oh,
All the spring calves are weaned.
Okay.
So there's 8 of them, and they're all in the different paddock now. And
Yeah.
those guys are just looking for trouble.
yeah.
They are just, they're just like a gang of hooligans right now. They'll, if you leave something out, like I left a gas jug out there, by the tractor, and that thing was halfway across the field whenever I went back over there, Come on, guys, calm down.
That's
And-
why
It was made of gold and had
Yeah.
that was
Rob and I called our calves shithead 1 through 8.
a you know.
Oh my goodness. And they know, I'm sorry, but people go, oh, they're just food. They're stupid. No, they're not.
No.
Well,
No.
A
I'll tell
cow
you
is
what.
very intelligent
Well,
if it
whenever
wants to be.
I went to the vet, I took a calf to the vet one time, and calf said, or the vet said, "You know cattle, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I know cattle." He said, "They're born looking for a place to die." And I go, "Oh yeah, they are." I mean, a lot of times, here's an example: people will buy loads of calves. They'll buy. I heard of a guy one time who bought 100 calves. They were straight off of. They were young calves. You know, they were calves they were going to bucket feed, and
Oh,
bucket
okay.
feeds are, you know, for anybody that doesn't know, they put the formula in the bucket and it's got nipples all the way around the bottom of it, and it hangs. So they come up and they, you know, they suck all the way around this thing and stuff like that. So the guy was telling, the vet was actually telling me the story. He said the guy bought 100 of them, and of 100, he ended up with 2 that lived. Yeah, 98 calves, you know, that he bought died. And so, you know, it can be, they can be tough, and then they can be very, very, you know, fragile at the same time.
Stupid.
Put it that way.
Yeah.
So
I want to know, when you took your calf to the vet, did you spend $5K?
no, I spent
The question I'm asked now. $5K.
27 bucks. The most I've ever spent on a cow so far has been $30.
That's about right.
So
That's about right.
what I do is I go and you know, I take them, they look at them, sometimes they pull a little blood, and they usually, if I have the animal with me, they hand me a syringe.
Right.
Or no, they bring a syringe out there and they give it a shot. They never tell me what it is. They said it'll be fine in a week. Okay. And I just trust them, and I go home and it's fine in a week.
Absolutely.
But otherwise, I just show up at the vet. I tell them it's doing this, and they go, okay, that's this. And then they go in the other room. They come back out with a syringe. They say, take this out there, give it to them under the skin, and they'll be good in a week. Sure enough, every single time it's been just like they said.
Right.
So, I mean, I just doctored a cow with hoof rot.
Okay.
Oh no.
And she, you know, her foot was this big around.
Ouch.
And all the way up, you know, about this high up her leg was just swollen. It looked like a snake bite's what it looked like.
Oh my.
Oh no.
And her toes were splayed way out, you know, and if they extreme conditions, they crack
Right.
through here. And so I went to the vet. I said, here's what's going on.
Hey, come here.
They said it's hoof rot. Went in the other room, come back out, give me a syringe, give them this under the skin. Week should be fine. Okay. So $30. So I went, I caught her, got her in the head gate, gave her the shot. She was fine like 2 days later. I mean, her foot went back down and she's good to go. So right now, you can't even tell that she's had anything at all happen with her. So we've been extremely lucky on our cows.
That's good.
I mean, I got this wood table.
You knock away, brother. Knock away.
So, but anyway, well, I just wanted to come in and, you know, I hadn't been in here in quite a while. I've been, you know, deer hunting and all kinds of stuff like that. that's
You,
kind of
you've
winding
been
down.
filling the freezers, and that's okay.
That's the most important thing.
Well, yeah, we got. I'll probably be hunting Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I imagine, and then Sunday evening, Monday, Tuesday. I'll go to church Sunday morning, and then that'll probably be it for the year for me, unless something spectacular happens. But I think I'm going to move our camper. I think I'm going to get our camper off of our deer camp. I'm going to take it from down there and move it up to where the cattle are, so that I'll have a place to stay whenever the bad weather hits, so I can stay out there with the cattle.
Good idea.
See, the cattle are like 30 miles from here where we live. So I like to be close to them whenever the bad snow and ice hits. So, and I have good internet out there, so it's all good.
Do you guys get hit with a lot of ice?
Huh?
Do you get hit with a lot of ice?
We do. Down in Oklahoma, we have ice storms more than snow.
Yeah.
Freezing rain, things like that. But the worst thing is we're getting, they're talking about a huge cold front getting ready to come through after the first of the year. And if the days don't get above freezing and the nights are well below freezing, the ponds will freeze up. So you have to go out there every couple of hours and bust the ice on the pond for the cattle, because they'll walk out on it and they'll end up breaking through and dying in it. Mm-hmm. So, when I remember whenever I was a kid, we lost almost every cow we lost was because it fell through the ice in the pond.
Holy rattling.
Yeah, we had, Dad had to work. We had to go to school. Mom was at work. So if it was really, really cold during the day, we'd go out there early in the morning and bust it. But if it got really cold during the day, it would freeze back and the cows would be looking for water, and they'd walk out there on it and fall through. So,
wow.
But people nowadays, I've seen them do things like, a lot of times they'll take their cows off the ponds and they'll trough feed them or trough water them with heaters in the trough, or they will build a little kind of an area on their pond where they put a barrel in the actual pond itself, a metal barrel, and fill it with wood and stuff, and they will light it on fire, and that barrel will keep the section of water clear right there. But you still have to go out there every bit and throw a bunch of wood in there to keep it going. So, there's different ways of doing it.
Sure.
But
we get a lot of ice too up here. We get more ice than snow, at least in southern Indiana. Now the northern part gets hit with a lot of snow, but our part, we're so close to Louisville that we're that southern.
I think you guys probably get a little bit worse weather than we get down this far and stuff, but we still have our moments. I'm telling you. You get several days below zero in a row.
Last year there was a week,
especially in Canton.
It was warmer up here than Johnny and them were in Oklahoma.
Yes, especially whenever you got a calf due any second. That's really interesting, because you're constantly out there, because when that thing comes out, you got to dry it off like right now. If Mama doesn't dry it off, you got to dry it off. So what happens is they will freeze to the ground and they can't get up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. And people say, well, why don't you have a barn? Well, because nobody here in Oklahoma does that. That's not a thing down here. It might be in Montana or Wyoming, but down here in Oklahoma, that's having a barn for animals is not really a thing. A barn down here is for equipment and hay.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And you see up here, we need both.
Yeah.
Equipment and now most of our cattle, we have a lean-to
Mm-hmm.
just to get them in out of the heavy snow.
Right.
But the rest of the time, they love being outside because, again, guys, they're warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Those cows, they're going to be cold. No, they're not. They're
Well,
climatized for this kind of weather.
every one of our cattle, from their summer coat to what they've got now, their hair has every one of them's got about that much longer hair than they had in the summer. So
Okay.
in the summer they get woolly, and then in the spring they, it starts coming off. So yeah, they're adapted to it, so.
We have barns, but we have a lot of people who have cattle in our area, and I don't see any barns for the cattle. It's primarily horse barns because we're horse country is where we're at.
Oh,
With the Kentucky Derby being so close, we're horse country.
Yeah.
they're the bougie ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they do put like the goats and whatnot in the barn when it's really cold.
Yeah.
But my friend, she has one. It's for her horse and her donkey, and then any sick chickens that she needs to separate in a stall. So
All our cattle, they go into the on the south side of the ridge, or they go to the they go down into the trees whenever it's snowing and stuff like that. They find cover here.
Yeah.
We got a lot of cedar, so they go into the cedar and stuff like that. So, but anyway, our milkers are all in barns now here in my area. Yeah, that's
We have two
Michigan.
different type of milkers here. We have the automatic, the robot milker, and we also have the free range milkers that they get a treat whenever they come in, and it's all done robotically, and they know their udders are getting full and sore, and they walk themselves right in. Actually, there's a great big one about 2 miles from here. And he told me I can go video his thing and put it on YouTube if I want.
right.
So he's a really nice guy. So I might do that next summer. I know we have two big ones here in our township. One is about a $2 million setup, and the other one I have no idea how much he's paid for that.
My grandparents ran a milk. They ran milk cows. Is how they made their living, and so up early and milking twice a day, and every day, never missing a day. I tell you what, that milking thing
It's all business.
It's a job. And this was way back before machines, any milking machines. Everything was done by hand. So, that's a
It's a hard one. About a half an hour from here or so, we have a grade A goat dairy farm, believe it or not. And now they have barns for those goats, but they make all kinds of like cheeses and different kinds of things with theirs. And I took a tour of their facility. It's pretty interesting how that they run their business. And they also make soaps too, which is kind of how that they started, and then it grew, and then it became a grade A dairy, a goat dairy, which is kind of interesting to me that that's what it is.
My grandmother, I felt so bad for her later in life, because from milking those cows, she had such bad arthritis in her hands that her hands were really deformed, because she had to keep doing it. Even when she was in pain, she still had to do that. And we all grew up milking for them. When we got enough, we were milking cows and stuff like that. So, it's a hard deal. I'm telling you that's one of those jobs that you really gotta really want to do that one. I mean, it's a business.
It
But
is.
it's
Mhm.
it's not for me, I can tell you that.
Well, now that you can buy the portable, like I know Mike and Chelsea had one for their cow. It was, I think, a gallon,
Yeah.
and I've seen a lot of goats that they use the same thing. They just get the smaller teat suction things,
hmm
and that's nobody, very few know how to milk the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, even doing it that way, you still have to do it twice a day.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
And so that's the thing, every single day. I mean, you don't miss a day. You don't get to just say, well, we're going to take the weekend off.
No.
Nope.
No, 40 below. I'm going to take it off. It's cold. No, you're not. Because Mama Cow, she'll let you know.
Yeah.
You're not taking no time off.
Yeah,
No.
you're not taking off on that deal.
When you have animals in general, you really can't take off. I mean,
No.
I will say
No.
with my chickens, I can set it up and go out for a couple of days and I'm okay. But that's about as far as about 2 or 3 days. And then after that, because everything's on automatic for me, I set it up being a caregiver. I set it up with that in mind. Like, I know this is like things that people are like, "Ooh, that's bougie," but really it's to help me. So I have an automatic door. So all my girls know to get in before it gets dark. And then I have cameras so I can see that they're all in. A lot of that stems from me being at the VA hospital in the evenings and I can't get home to check. So I can just look in and I have a friend that can help out. And then I have the poultry waters so they don't get dirty as easy and they hold 5 gallons. So I have 2 of those. And then I have a grandpa's feeder. So it holds 50 pounds of feed.
Oh, wow.
We've got it set up where I could take off for a couple days, but then after about 2 to 3, 3's pushing it.
Yeah.
I have to have somebody come in and help me out, which is fine. I have a friend that we take turns helping each other out.
Yeah.
So she'll be looking after them then whenever.
Yeah, she's the one that has the farm, and she always tries to pay me. And when I go up to help take care of the farm, and I'm like, no, please don't pay me because I enjoy coming up to spoiled land. I sit there. There's this donkey, and she's hangry, and I can hear her all the way at my house. If her dinner is not on time,
She's going to
I hear this hangry donkey down. You can hear her down there. So she knows when I go to visit, I bring.
She can always stop her
and
pick them up too.
and then they've got a horse too.
All right, buddy.
I just sit and I just love on him.
Not a problem.
And goats and chickens and dogs and cats and I think it's payment for me to go up there and just get to love on them. So I always beg her, please don't pay me. Please don't pay me. I'm enjoying this. This is just, it's stress relief and
that's what I love too. I'm back at the Sugar Shack. I'm around all the animals.
Yeah.
And I don't have the bills.
Yeah. Well, I wish I had a farm. You can't have them in town. In fact, can't even have chickens. But
Right. Can't even have chickens.
We can't have chickens. But Sir Grace and I have talked about it. We would at least triple the flock and have roosters because I like a good rooster. And we would have bees. That would be as far as I'd go. I couldn't do dairy, goats, or any of that. That's just with my lifestyle. So, but I would have more chickens. I know that sounds awful, but I love my girls.
You were talking about how you're set up for, like if you're gone a couple of days.
Yeah.
Whenever we went to Georgia to see Ginger and Joey and met up with Jesse and Lisa and all them down there.
Yeah.
I set it up here to where we have a waterer that's our water holds. I think it's 27 gallons or so.
Yeah.
And then we set up, and then I put up a feeder. Our feeder holds 150 pounds of feed. And I'll tell you honestly, I haven't fed and watered right now in about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
they're they're doing fine. All I do is go out and gather eggs.
Yeah.
So I don't really have to do anything. Every once in a while I'll throw them some scratch,
Sure.
just so they'll gives them something to do.
Yep.
And I'll put out some. We're in a kind of a wet period right now. We're in mud season, I guess you'd call it.
Mm.
And I'll put out some. I heard you talking about your chickens pulling the straw out, and
Yeah.
and you throw some stuff on it and they spread it themselves.
Yeah.
Well, they do that here too. The only problem I've come up with the straw, and I don't know if you ran into this, is the straw fibers will turn into with the mud and their stuff will turn into a concrete on the ends of their toes. And so they'll have a ball on the end of each toe about that big around that's as hard as a rock.
Ooh, that's
really?
not good.
And I have to go out there and take what I do is I use, because you can't really. I use pliers,
Sure.
and what I do is I crush the ball on the toenail part a little bit without hurting the chicken.
Sure.
And then peel it off.
Yeah.
Those chickens, every one of them will get a ball on the end of their toes about that big around. And it's the mud and the straw and the stuff like that all together. So what we've started doing is just putting the pine shavings in there, and that seems to keep them from
That's
getting the ball on their foot. And I'd never even heard of that, but Ginger at Not For Nothing said, "Oh yeah, ours do that too." And so, it's really funny whenever they fly up on like we've got those galvanized cans with feed and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some of them are inside the pen with some of their scratch and stuff, and they'll fly up on top of it. And every time when they walk on that stuff, it's just because they've got these big hard rock-like things on every toe.
I'm wondering if maybe because I have the mulch up underneath of it, because we get so much rain that I just use pine mulch and just build it up, I'm wondering if it's because I've got it built up high and then I just put the straw on. When we go through mudding season, because we go through it in March. So I don't know if maybe because it's built up, because we get a lot of rain and it almost looks like, I like to say, we have a little river coming around, and it goes down. And then we have a moat, as I like to say, kind of close to us. I don't know if maybe because we built it up higher, if that's why, but I've never experienced that.
Wow. Well,
I don't know.
If you ever do.
Watch this over here, and I'm going to be, Johnny, this is what happened. Now you told me about this. And
Troy, it's not Bumblefoot.
No.
There's nothing wrong with their foot. We just get
it's compacted is what it is.
It's compacted
with the straw.
With the straw fibers and stuff like that, it just turns into a concrete ball on each toe. You just
think of it like how they used to make bricks with
exactly.
Straw,
clay,
that's how they used to make bricks. Now it's on their little tootsies. No, I've never experienced that. But then we also use, when that straw is all broken down, I'll use horse pellets too if it gets really bad. I'll put it in puddles. I'll go out and I just have a bag, and the bag will last me 2 years. And I just sprinkle it down if I don't have the mulch to.
I've used that stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put their feet in warm water. I don't have that much patience, Linda. I got a pair of pliers.
Yeah.
I grab a chicken, and 2.5 minutes later, I'm on to the next chicken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, cool.
Shout out to the first ever.
My wife hates this thing that I'm wearing. I mean, look at the elbow in it.
It's
And,
well loved.
I mean, I love this shirt.
It's comfortable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
This,
I will soak my girls in warm water with Epsom salt when they have bumblefoot. And I took an old Rubbermaid container and then Sir Grace cut the hole out and then sanded it so that there's no sharp edges. And then we'll put the chicken in the container and then put the lid on top.
mm-hmm.
It keeps them from flapping. Coco is such a frequent flyer with bumblefoot that I don't even have to put the lid on. She'll just stand there the whole time. Just like, okay, I'm getting a foot soak.
We have a tote. You know, we have a tote and we just cut a hole in the lid big enough for just their head to come up out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And whenever they get that pasty butt,
oh yeah, that's another good time to do.
Like on their, you know, they're really
Mm-hmm.
got a lot going on back there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring them in,
A lot of
put them in
junk in
warm
the
water,
trunk.
put them in that tote,
Mm-hmm.
put the lid on there, and just kind of let them hang out for a while, and that'll all break up, and
It does.
then we're all good after that. Seems like so.
It's funny because I laugh about it. I never knew I needed to give booty washes. You're a little bit more patient when it comes to that because I just have my garden hose, lawn dish soap out, and I just lock my hands up underneath of their feet and just lock them, and then I'll just turn that garden hose on. And I'm like, we're gonna get this off. And I'm standing out. I know my neighbors because we're not allowed to have chickens. They're all watching me booty bath, you know. And I'm like, okay, off to the next bird. But then if you have a lot of birds with pasty butt, you know, too much poo, you need to probably deworm them too at the same time because a lot of that's worms. Give them some
chicken bidet.
Yeah, a chicken bidet. Yeah. Yeah, I think chicken bidet or chicken spa for bumblefoot. I call it the chicken spa. And what I did this on a dare one time. I had this one little chicken that we ended up putting down. She was disabled and we put her down. But she had splay leg, and that's not why we put her down. We put her down for a different reason. But my neighbor goes, I dare you to paint her nails. And I'm like, well, I don't have any 90-second nail polish. She ran in the house and came back out. And so I'm like, oh, you'll get your nails done. You'll get a little spa. And I painted this chicken's nails. And she goes, I can't believe you did. I said, well, you dared me. So that's the craziest thing I've ever done. But,
Yeah, those chickens, that stuff that gets on their rear.
mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we've been really lucky with, you know, like you're talking about worms and stuff like that. We've been really lucky so far on that deal. Again,
then you'll be calling me Glenda. Now I said this. No, just
but they occasionally one will have a lot going on back there. And you can't pull that stuff off.
No, you can't.
I mean,
It's concrete.
It is.
And so you just, that water, break it all up and everything. And then once, it seems like every time we've done that treatment to ours, it's not come back. You know, it's like, it's a one-time deal for us. I mean, it's like we do it, then that chicken's good to go for the rest of the time. They all just went through molting, and now they have actually grown their feathers back.
Nice.
And they are beautiful. The chickens have turned, beautiful again.
Yeah.
Because they were sure ugly when they were going through the molting. I
got my Coco girl, the one that I need to deal with her bumblefoot. I won't even touch her right now. It's all those pin feathers. I tried picking her up. I thought, I wonder if I could do this gently. Nope. She screamed at me and I went, no, we'll just leave you alone. Leave that bumblefoot alone. I'll wait till your feathers come in and we'll deal with it then. Pick and choose your battles, Yeah. It's one of those things.
We've got 3 roosters right now. We need to end up having less.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think we've got to right around 13 or 14 chickens.
Oh, yeah.
3 roosters.
That's a lot for.
Yeah, we need 1 rooster as well.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're
2 of them are probably going
for
to go to the pot.
Chicken soup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's soon stew time.
yeah, I don't blame you.
And I think Christine said that she wants to start with a new batch of chickens this year because ours are getting pretty old.
Mhm.
And so we're in the spring, we're probably going to be culling and starting with new chicks, I think.
Sure.
And we have decided that there's only really one chicken that we want. It's the one that we've had the best luck with. We've had all kinds of chickens, but the one we always have the very best luck with is Rhode Island Reds.
Oh.
So I think we're going to do all Rhode Island Reds again. So we've tried the the Buff Orpingtons.
Okay.
Mhm.
Never
We
had
hate-
that, but
we
yeah.
hate those things. And yeah, they're something about them. They're egg eaters like you wouldn't believe.
Really. Oh my.
And then we've tried the Black Lace Gold Wyandotte,
Mhm.
and they end up not. They just don't seem to thrive. Let's just put it that way. They don't seem to be a thriving chicken. And the one of them we do like though is we've got a couple of Easter eggers,
Yeah.
and we like those. They're pretty hardy little chickens.
That's what I primarily have is Easter eggers.
Uh-huh.
And I love them. But Minnie, she's a white Plymouth Rock. And I like, she lays really good eggs, but she also had the brain injury. So she's my one that walks backwards. And then I have black Australorps.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're mean. They are, I know somebody who said, oh, they're real nice. No, they are mean, but not mean to humans, just mean to each other. I had some serious bullying problems. So I don't know that I'll ever get black Australorps again. We lost one of them. That's the one that died to sauerkraut. And it kind of helped calm down the pecking order meanness. I mean, chickens have pecking order, but I'm talking like excessive meanness. It helped when we lost one, but I just will never do that again. And then the little chicken named Glinda, she's a cookies and cream. She's a mixed breed. We go back and forth on if we would do it again because the other one that we lost, we put her down because she had seizures. And when I was looking into it, there was a lot of people having problems with seizures with this particular mix. So I am not sure that we'll do it again. We go back and forth. They're really cute and they lay medium eggs. I think we're going to go with smaller breeds that's lay like medium eggs, not the big ones. Just for Sir Grace and I mean, we do like the smaller ones for our grandbabies because then we'll lay like all the big ones up for the adults and then we'll have like little ones for the little ones,
What do you consider a large egg? I mean, like a large chicken breed egg.
The black Australorp is definitely one. And then the white Plymouth Rock.
Yeah.
And then the Rhode Island Reds they're good. My neighbor has some of them and they are good size.
They're not, like if you go to, I just base off going to the store. Mm-hmm. And you see the eggs that say extra large and then large and, medium. And I would say that our Rhode Islands lay eggs that are more along the medium size.
Oh, really?
Medium to large.
Big.
And
medium to large, roughly.
Yeah, they're medium to large. They're never going to be an extra. They're not extra.
Not an extra. Yeah.
The only time they're extra large is if they're gonna if in the first part of when they start laying, a lot of them will lay a bunch of double yolkers.
Oh yeah.
And then sometimes they'll lay a triple yolk, and that'll be a really big egg. Yeah. And I can always tell whenever an egg's going to be a double yolk just by looking at it. I'll go, yeah. Because I even did a couple of shorts where I cracked them and I'm like, yep, 1, 2, 3, double yolkers. And then, and I think twice we've got triple yolk eggs. Mm-hmm. But hi, Lori's World.
Oh, that's interesting because my neighbor's Rhode Island Red, if I could speak correctly, hers lay large eggs. So I always thought they were large egg, like like if you compare it to the grocery store brand, what you would buy large egg, and her chickens came from the commercial industry originally. So that's what I'm comparing off of. She adopted all of them. Somebody was just getting rid of them.
I find 2 of the Rhode Island Reds a good amount
I would say that's
for me for breakfast.
Yeah, that's a Rhode Island Red.
Hers are huge. Hers are bigger than that.
No, our Rhode Island Reds, that's the egg they lay right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes slightly bigger, sometimes slightly smaller, but on average, this is the egg right here.
Depending on what you give them, and maybe she's giving them a boost of protein too, which would cause a bigger egg.
Have anything to do with that? I don't know what it is. I know that they came from the commercial industry. I know that that's where they originate from, and she didn't get them from there, but they came through another guy that was just getting rid of his chickens, so she took them all in. And when I go out and I pick them up, I mean, they're huge. So I always thought they were big egg layers.
No, they are ours. That's like
the way ours
right, like that.
That's my Easter egger size.
Yeah, they're very comparable because I'll show you.
Yeah. Large eggs, I think, are 1 ounce eggs. And Linda, I've seen a 3 yolker. I've even seen one of my girls laid an egg within an egg, like it had its shell. I've seen that too. Yeah, I would say that's about the size, pretty close. Yeah, I would say that's about the same as an Easter egger.
Right. So that's an Easter egger and a Rhode Island Red right there.
Wow. I'll have to get one of her eggs someday and bring it down and show you guys. They're pretty big.
We used them all yesterday with the tribe here. So
she also has Easter eggers too, but so I know the difference with her girls.
Yeah, almost all Easter egger eggs are about this size, or at least ours are. And like I said, our Rhode Island Red eggs, the Easter egger eggs are a little bit skinnier, like diameter.
Yes.
But they're about the same. These are just a little bit rounder than the Easter egger eggs, but they're the same height, same length, et cetera, et cetera. So there's not a lot of difference in them.
Now, I don't have any black astrolorps, but the astrolorps are a little bit bigger than those. Just a tiny bit bigger.
Well, I was going to say, if you wanted to try a Rhode Island, you could get a pure Rhode Island from like a half. We get ours from the co-op here.
Okay.
We just get them from the, in the spring they have their little chicks come in, and we always get them from the co-op because we've gotten them from Tractor Supply before. But a lot of times you get them from Tractor Supply and it'll be, like you're supposed to be getting, like all, female.
Yeah. Bullets.
Yeah. And you'll have a few roosters in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you end up with something you have no idea what it is and stuff like that. But we found that if we get them at the co-op, we get absolutely what we wanted to buy. So.
Well, that's good. I get mine from Meyer Hatchery is where I get mine from. And I've not had any problems. They've all come to me delivered fine. Just, all girls, because that's all I ever get.
Well, and you should try Rhode Island sometime and see what you think.
I don't know. I think our coop is for 8 birds and we have 10. So because we have a couple of them that are smaller, and we are thinking when our girls go, then we're going to go with smaller breeds just because our coop isn't very big. And it's just Sir Grace and I that eats them most of the time, unless the kids come home with their egg cartons and can we fill up, but I think
now,
hey, Gary,
eggs might be a big thing real soon.
I know. Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, I'm telling you that.
Yeah.
Buy them now is what I'm hearing.
Like gold.
Yeah. Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
there's hi
If I'm
Bella.
not,
They're having
Iowa,
problems with the
Iowa, there was
chicken.
confirmed cases.
Yes. They're-
Wisconsin, there was confirmed cases,
yes.
and it's like, no. Now they're saying that this new aviation flu is cross-contaminated into beef, and I'm like, oh no. Like,
Yeah.
farmers just came out of COVID. They can't take another hit.
No.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the eggs are going to be gold. They
Oh
will.
yeah,
I mean,
truly
and
the
it's
golden
going to be
age.
sooner rather than later. I'm telling you. So
Yeah. We were just having a talk about this because biosecurity is a huge thing when you own chickens. And I was having to explain this to my sister about it. My uncle worked in the industry, and I'm not going to go in details right here, but when I was telling him, I said, when you have small chickens, you have to be very careful with biosecurity and what's on the bottom of your shoes, and making sure you're not going in. I mean, in general,
Cross-contaminating.
cross-contamination. I literally have designated shoes for my chickens.
yeah,
And then even my grandbaby, I bought her the cutest little farm boots, and she loves them, and she knows that when she gets to wear those, she gets to go see those chickens. But keeping them clean is huge, important. And but a lot of this is coming from the wildlife. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, geese. A lot of time, geese and stuff like that. If you got a lot of geese in your area, luckily we don't have a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
Wild birds that can get in with your chickens or even defecate to where it gets into the run or something like that. We've been really lucky on all that stuff. We don't typically have too much going on.
We've yet to have a problem with any of it.
No.
But yet our girls are shut down, like right now, because it seems to be getting closer to our area. So we have our girls shut down to a room.
Yeah.
Rob, his daughter, her husband, and myself.
Yeah.
Are the only ones that are going to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else can come see the farm.
Sure.
But they do not go in the girls' pen.
No, whenever we went there the last time, I went to the Dollar Tree and bought shower curtains, and I put it up over the top of the outdoor run. They're like $1.25. It's no big deal. I'm not, hurting, but I tied them up just so. And then we kept a pan out with some disinfectant in there, just so that way we wash our shoes before we go in and out. When I had people come over, they had to wear either my shoes or they had to put booties on. I keep booties for a reason.
We have 10 over our run.
Yeah.
So we don't have Jesse here, but Mr. Jim is our fact finder for today.
There you go.
So I guess it's all done by
weight.
It just, there's certain breeds that you actually know the size of their eggs will be from A to B. No egg is going to be the same size.
No.
But it's going to be in a region of size.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I can't go to the grocery store and buy eggs now that I've had chickens this long. We're going on our 5th year, and I don't know. I cannot buy them at a grocery store.
Yeah. We thought there for a moment we were going to have to buy some because we have a lot of friends who want eggs. Mm-hmm. So I'll tell you straight up, whenever Jesse and Lisa were here last time, we loaded them down.
Yeah.
Eggs. Yeah. So they could freeze dry them and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Well, they took basically almost all the eggs, and then our chickens decided to go on vacation.
Oh.
Oh no.
So there was a period. I mean, there was a period. There was like 2 weeks there that out of all the chickens that we had, we ended up with like 2 or 3 eggs out of the whole bunch.
Oh
And
no.
that's not even enough. I mean, I eat 4 eggs every time I eat eggs.
Yeah.
And so we were like, man, we're gonna probably have to buy some eggs, and then, well, they started gradually picking back up, and now they're up to where they're laying about. Oh, we're getting probably 10 a day now
Okay.
again. So we're all good. Belt Loop says bad time,
We're on hiatus.
but we never bought any.
Did you
We
not?
didn't buy any eggs.
I don't blame you. I cut people off from taking eggs for me in September. And then I start saving my eggs. I don't wash them at all. And
No, I don't either.
and Lisa came over and she asked me, she said, "Do you wash your eggs? Because they look clean." And I'm like, "No, they're actually dirty, but I have very clean eggs unless it rains. And then if it rains, then of course they're going to get dirty."
Yeah, they get on their feet and they.
Yeah. Then I just throw them all straight in the fridge, dirty and everything. And they'll last for me up to about 4 months in the fridge.
Well, that's a long time.
Yeah. And so we just go through it. And then in January, once molting season is done and once the winter solstice turns over, then my girls will start laying again in January. So then whenever it's like in abundance, I'll make chicken burritos, chicken like different kinds of sandwiches and stuff. And then I freeze them all and then I seal meal it. And then when I get really a lot, I freeze dry it. So I haven't had to buy any eggs, but I can't, like when we went to DC, I asked for just eggs and bacon and the eggs yolks were yellow. And I went, I don't know if I can eat these. I can't eat them. I'm used to orange.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of the really orange yolks are really good. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing like a farm fresh egg as opposed to a store egg, because a lot of people don't realize that, okay, here's how it works. They have up to 30 days to gather them. Mm-hmm. They have up to 30 days to get them packaged and to the store so whenever you get the eggs get to the store, they're at least 2 months old at that point. Oh, yeah. So think about that. And then, and those chickens that are laying those eggs they're not like, able to free range. They're not getting a lot of the things that our chickens can get. They're not getting the nutrients and the sunshine and
yes, scary it is.
So the yolks are really pale and it's just like a shadow.
Most of them never see the light.
Shadow of an egg, basically.
No, and it's interesting because my uncle worked in those conditions, and when I got chickens, he was trying to tell me how to set up my coop and run based on those conditions. I'm gonna be very careful how I'm saying this. And that whenever he came over to my house and he saw how that like backyard chickens are actually taken care of and they have the fresh air and the good scratch and feed, it kind of weirded him out is what he told me. He said, I'm going to be really honest with you. He said, this is foreign to me. This is not what I'm used to. And he came out of the commercial industry as a worker years ago. And then my neighbor adopted this flock that came from the commercial industry. And I can tell you straight up, their eggs are orange and they're beautiful. And I guarantee that's not how that they were originally. Mm-hmm. And then I watched, so the guy that had them before her didn't have a chicken coop and his house burnt to the ground. And so a lot of these chickens were caught up in that. And so my neighbor took them in because they needed a home. There never was a chicken coop to start with. The guy never did it. And he had them very long. And a lot of them didn't have feathers on them. I mean, it wasn't even molting season. It wasn't anywhere near molting season, but they looked so sickly. not including the ones that were caught up next to the house fire, but the other ones, they did not look very good. And if you saw them today, you wouldn't know that they ever came out of the commercial industry. I mean, it's totally different. I mean, totally different.
The same thing works with cattle as well, because you can, there's some cattle that you go to the sale barn and you can pick up some really sorry looking cows.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put them on good grass, place with good water, give them a little feed, they'll turn into some great cattle.
Mm-hmm.
And chickens will respond, very well to stuff like that. I mean, you take all those chickens that are, those commercial egg layers. If you take those commercial egg layers out and put them in like conditions that like we could give them or something like that,
what my neighbor had done.
they'll turn around.
They do. They do.
They will respond.
Yeah.
If the egg floats, don't crack it. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting because I got to see it firsthand, and a few of them had died in the beginning of it, and I said, it's not really your fault. I'm like, I don't think you need to be blaming yourself, because they got lucky coming here. They're living in spoiled land, and getting to free range. She couldn't let them out to free range for about 6 months. She kept them cooped up in the barn in their own pen, away from her flock, because she also wanted to make sure that they didn't have any disease and introducing that to another flock. So she kept them separate, but she also kept them separate because they didn't know how to free range. They never had that opportunity to do it. And she said it was really hard to get them to come back in. It took them time, but they didn't know how to live the farm life,
Yeah.
And so it was interesting, and to sit back as a friend to watch this all go down. And when I go up to the farm, I mean, they're just happy little birds, and lay the prettiest eggs. And they're the Rhode Island Reds, because they came from the commercial industry.
Yeah.
But they are, beautiful. Just beautiful birds. Feathers are gorgeous. Of course, molting season happens, but they have the most prettiest feathers on them, and healthy. It's interesting.
Do you ever feed any of your chickens meat?
I have. Yeah. I've even done chicken. I've given my which sounds bad, but I have done it. Yeah. They're not vegetarians. They eat.
No. They're very omnivorous.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they'll eat anything.
Yeah, they will.
Uh-huh.
They will.
See, ours have gotten a lot of protein. Let's just put it that way. They've gotten a lot of protein lately. As a matter of fact, a couple of days ago, we had gotten a couple of T-bones out.
Yeah.
And, from off our steer. And Christine put it in the freezer, and then somehow it got put into one of those crisper drawers.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And so we forgot all about them. And I guess they were down in the crisper drawer for about 2 weeks. Now the meat was absolutely still red and everything, but we're like, no, that's just too long to.
Yeah.
So I took them out of the package and stuff and took them out there, and the chickens loved it.
Oh, I imagine.
They were all about those T-bones, and then I've gotten a deer or two, and we process our deer, and all the trimmings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It all goes to the chickens.
Yeah.
And they love that stuff, and I think it really helps their eggs.
It does
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because they need protein. They definitely need a lot of protein. They need protein. They need calcium for the shells.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about using oyster shells.
Yeah.
Earlier, we use what is it called? It's a mineral.
Oh.
It's calcium is what it is, but it's a mineral, and it comes in a bag. We get it at the co-op, and that's what it's for, is for their shells. It's not oyster shell, but it's actually a white. It's like a little white rock, is what it is.
Okay.
And so we give them that. I just mix it in with their feed and stuff like that, and they love it. It's not bone meal, Lori. It's a calcium rock. I mean, the calcium can actually come from rock as well.
Sure.
So
Yeah, I mean they eat rocks all the time. I mean,
yeah, they eat that for their what they call that,
their little gizzards.
yeah.
Yeah, it gets down in their crop and it helps to digest their food.
Yeah, you put the little, every once in a while it's good to put that little stuff in, especially if you have a coop that doesn't have anything available like that.
Mm-hmm.
Put that in there with it. And
yeah, I've seen my girls eat mice whole. I mean, they love it. Mice are their favorite.
oh, really?
Holes. Oh yeah, I've seen them like swallow them whole. Like they'll kill them and then they'll swallow them whole. And that is interesting. The first time I saw it, I got grossed out. And then I thought, you know what? I kind of like this. This is good. You know, help keep these things out of my garage because that when the corn comes down, we have mice everywhere. And
Yeah.
I'm highly allergic to mice. Highly.
They're the little field mice, aren't they?
They're little field mice.
Right.
Yep. Yep. And they'll get into my garage and I can open up my door from my laundry room into the garage and I can tell there's a mouse in there just by the way that I'm breathing. I can instantly, and I have to tell Sir Grace, we got to find the mouse. So since
You see the rat I caught out of my truck?
No, I missed it. Did you get a rat? You need to get some chickens then.
Oh,
There's a video about it. You should go watch that video. I caught a rat in my truck. And the way I figured it out is because I got in there and I've got these phone chargers that are like this right here.
Oh yeah.
And my phone charger was laying there in 3 pieces. And I was like, that's no mouse.
No.
that's
No.
something else. So what I did was I put those big glue traps on the floorboard in my truck.
Yeah.
And I caught this monstrous rat in there. And yeah, I did a video. It's got the thumbnail shows me with my shotgun and the door open on the truck.
Look at that then. Oh my God.
And, but yeah, I caught a rat and then I caught a mouse. And now I'm going, I actually thought I had everything. And the other day I noticed some little chewed up paper in there again. I'm like, oh, here we go. I'm going to have to set the glue traps again.
Yeah.
So,
if only you can have a chicken in there, they'd have a heyday with it. Or at least
I'm the world's worst it's not a nutria. This a pack rat, what I call it.
Oh yeah.
But the thing that I don't really mind, but Christine, it freaks her out, is a snake.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I told her if a snake gets in the shop, I'm just leaving it. Like a big black snake.
Yeah.
Because those dudes are awesome for mice. They'll go anywhere and get them. And so I was like, I told her, I said, I think I'm going to try to catch a snake and put it in my truck.
That's an idea.
She said, I'm not riding with you anymore.
Well, they won't hurt her. They just take care of the mouse problem.
Yeah. I said, you'll never know it's there. It'll be under the seat or what. She said, my feet will be up in the seat the whole time. Yeah.
When we lived in Arizona, Sir Grace was in the hospital, and our kids did the Scouts, so we had a camping trip that we had to go on, and so I said, well, I'll take the baby on his camping trip. So I owed some money, so we got our tent all set up, me and the kiddos, and then I'm like, I have to go back and get my money. Well, when I was coming back, there was a diamondback rattlesnake all coiled up, and it was shaking its tail and in the strike position. I did the worst thing. I screamed. I jumped back. I went running. Don't ever do that. But that scared me. Of course, we're on the reservation. for the Boy Scouts, you can't kill anything. But all the dads went and got their little nooses, and I knew, like, we're gonna get a rattlesnake. So I'm like, no, thank you, no, thank you. I don't think
Where's that at?
in Tucson.
Yeah.
Yep, we were in Tucson at the time with the Boy Scout Ranch, and yeah. So then the next meeting that they had, where all the boys got their awards, they said that there was a rattlesnake whisperer in the crowd, and I got presented this rattlesnake. I still have it all these years later.
Oh no.
But I almost got bit by one. Don't ever jump, don't ever run, don't ever scream. But I did it, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
So if I may, I just it to actually put me quiet, not know what to say. Mr. Jim, you are one human. You just sent us a Christmas miracle to help us pay for our furnace. Thank you, sir.
Jim.
You're a good man, Mr.
You
Jim.
just, oh man.
Those tears are worth it, though. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Anyways, he knows when to get me. And one of these days I will get him back. But
Christmas miracles.
It is. It is.
It was crazy. Now, I just saw Gary's been talking about birds, and do they actually, I don't know how many people know where Gary works, but is that like funded through the state? Is it something to give people stuff to do? Oh, absolutely, Gary.
Yeah. I saw he said that his rooster is the most popular officer there.
I know. So for those of you that obviously know that Gary's an officer that works in the prison system. And actually,
hospital.
I work. Oh, okay. I thought you were actually in the prison system. So he's at a mental hospital, and they do. I'm the first proponent that takes you down a few notches whenever you're around animals.
It helps.
So I could see how that would be part of their treatment, or sense of relief.
Yeah. The rooster just showed up one day.
Oh,
that's pretty cool.
That is. And can you imagine Roscoe the Rooster? Roscoe the Rooster.
Hi, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn.
Hey, Lynn. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. Ho ho. Hee hee.
One time when I was in Pigeon Forge, I went over to the Ferris wheel, and we were just walking along, and I saw this Easter egger, and it was close to a chicken restaurant. I'm like, wrong place to find a chicken.
So, well, guys, I'm gonna have to hop off here. I haven't made our thumbnail for our live, and we're going live here in not a couple hours.
Oh wow!
So that was my question. You know who's going live tonight and who's not?
Yeah.
Or is
I know Ginger and Joey are going. I know Dale and them will go. I know we'll go. I don't know.
I wasn't sure
I don't
if
know about White Rock.
police-
I have
Okay.
no idea. So
Just give me 1 sec.
I guess they're sister wives. The
mhm.
chickens are sister wives. They have one husband. That's pretty funny.
But anyway, yeah. Well, Mr. Jim, thank you so much for what you've done for Scott and them.
Yes.
That's a Christmas blessing.
They
And
definitely needed
thank
it.
you, sir, for that. And I'm gonna hop off here. And it's been good talking. It's been really good talking to you, Glenda and Scott. So we'll
Yeah.
talk to you guys later.
Have a great night. And what time again? Real quick. Let's do
5 o'clock is 5 o'clock Central Time. Homestead Hangout, Yellow Farms. Come on over and have fun with us.
be there or be square.
All right.
Bye. Let's see here. It's not as much. Oh, well, let me just say, Mr. Jim, you blessed him. And what a wonderful gift, because I know that it has been a burden that he's walked through and some rough times. So thank you so much for blessing my dear friend. That's so sweet. Well, he's a friend to all of us. Scott is. So thank you so much. And it looks like he's on the phone. Yes. Let's see here. I want to just make sure I haven't missed anybody. You're heading out for, oh, Mr. Jim, you were heading out for a motorcycle ride to help out a buddy. Have fun.
All right. Sorry about that, guys. It was
Oh, good.
we were to go take my parents out to Christmas dinner on Sunday, and my mom sent me a message at 6:00 this morning. She was headed to the hospital and just called me back, and she's got COVID.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it doesn't, whenever older folks, and I'm old, so that means she's old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's what I mean about Mr. Jim. His AC is broken himself since 2022, and then he goes and does that. That's what that means.
Yes, very much so, Lori. Very much so.
Oh, he's if you folks knew a quarter of what Mr. Jim has done, your head would. There's a special spot for that man upstairs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you're lying, Mr. Jim, because I've been all over Florida. And this northern boy, he don't like that. But anyways, folks, I do have to head out, and I got some stuff to do. And well, we stayed on about an hour extra than maybe even 2 hours extra than I thought we were going to today.
This has been a lot of fun.
You start talking about animals and how they help people, and just like Gary.
Yeah.
It truly, what some of us find as food, they do bless us with food.
Yeah.
They not only bless Gary's people he works with for food, but they also bless them with a sense of calming.
Yeah.
I guess if I could use calming.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Because, especially if they've been handled and whatever, they're okay with being scritched and scratched and loved and petted, and that just takes somebody maybe from their boiling point
Mhm.
and takes them down to a manageable area where then a professional can help.
Mhm.
I think it's an amazing situation.
Animals really do help with the brain. I mean, they've got scientific proof on how that it calms the brain.
Mm.
Yeah, especially if they have any kind of trauma, which is that hippocampus part of the brain is in high blood flow whenever it's in that fight or flight mode. So animals really do calm that down, and they've got a lot of research out there on that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I would say calming. I would
Yes,
definitely say calming.
and they do love them. Absolutely. It's like it's part of their community.
Mhm.
And just as simple as a chicken
Mhm.
could mean the difference of, like you said, fight
Yeah,
or flight
yeah.
scenario, and just
It's extremely important to have animals. As long as the person is safe around the animals. Of course, there are certain circumstances where it's not safe, but
oh my goodness, that's hilarious. Gary's wife comes mostly every day to feed the chickens.
aw, that's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. They use animals even in nursing homes. A lot of people get dumped off, and there are service animals or emotional support animals that will go through. And residents, you see them light up. A lot of them are just left and they're dumped and they don't have family to come visit them. Sir Grace's puppy.
I'd love to take Hank into an old age home.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, even with, he has not got the accreditation, although he would lay there and love them
Right.
to no end.
So
And
Sir Grace,
yourself, there's not a mean bone in
Oh,
that
no.
dog's body.
He might be good like with the children's though, because he's still got a little hyperness in
Oh,
him. He'd be great for a children's hospital.
so one of my littles
Mhm.
runs a daycare.
Yeah. Yeah.
And have taken him over a few times, and the kids absolutely, he comes home and he's like, give me my bed. He's gone to his bed.
It's good for him. So Sir Grace's puppy, I wouldn't put him in with children. I put him in with seniors. And my grandmother has dementia, and Sir Grace is legally blind. So he braces himself. The only place he lets anybody just reach out and pet him while the dog is on duty is at my grandmother's nursing home. And it's really sad to me because a lot of those residents I've never seen family members for, not one family member. But when the puppy goes down through the hallway and they're all lined up in their wheelchairs and they're, having their issues with dementia.
He's a rock star.
He is. You see them reach out and you see the light come on, and they smile more, and they're I don't know, they just shine. Some of them are nonverbal, but you can just see the light switch turn on, and it's an incredible thing. So animals are so important to people. I mean, they really are. I video way too often been putting up shorts on 3 different channels lately. Okay. That's cool. Well, Scott, I better get moving.
Yes, I've got to
dinner, so get started.
I've got to get. Well, we're just having leftovers.
Awesome.
And I may just. I don't know if my wonderful son's up or not.
Oh,
I heard a. I won't tell him what we're gonna do for dinner.
Oh man.
Hey, nothing for homemade French fries.
Ooh, yum. That sounds
I
good.
know, homemade French fries and turkey sandwich and
My kind of dinner. My kind of dinner. I keep it simple. I don't know what we're doing. I might make a quiche. I have a lot of vegetables in the fridge I need to use up, so I might just make a quiche.
well, and I just might wait, and we might do the hot turkey sandwiches tomorrow night
Yeah.
because by then you're like, I'm kind of full of it, but a good hot turkey sandwich
You know
and
what I
some
do?
fries and whatever. And Debbie just loves to take off a piece of turkey
Oh, yeah.
and stuffing and whatever and reheat it tonight.
Yeah.
Just like any other, snack. So
I've made a casserole with leftover turkey meals. You just literally layer everything you eat and you put it in
okay.
and you bake it in the oven even with the cranberry sauce. And
So Christmas Eve, one of our rituals is Chinese food.
okay.
Well,
That is my mother.
I still have half a freaking fridge full of Chinese food, and I've got probably 15 pounds of turkey still.
So can I ask a question? Does your you said Christmas Eve, but my mom does Christmas Day. I can't eat it because it doesn't agree with me. But did you get it from A Christmas Story? Because that's where this thing came from. My family started the Chinese restaurants on Christmas Day because of A Christmas Story.
Christmas Eve
Mm-hmm.
is what Debbie's family always did.
Okay.
And my family's New Year's Day, we always did Chinese.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just neat how,
That's interesting. Yeah, my mom, she made a comment. She goes, I can't eat it because it really just, I like to eat it. It
Now,
doesn't agree with
why
me
don't you order it without MSG?
because we don't have that around here.
You mean you cannot get MSG not put in your Chinese food?
Mm-mm. You get what you get around here. Now, I love Japanese food.
Wow.
If I could find a Japanese place, I would totally do Japanese food in a heartbeat all day, every day. Love Japanese food.
Yeah.
But Chinese food we do, it's the oils that they use. It's the MSG. No, thank you. So that's why I was excited when the Aunt Lynn invited me over for Christmas. We had turkey. So I'm like, yes, I can eat this. I mean, I normally do a ham. When it's just our Grace and I'll just buy like a little itty bitty ham.
Yeah.
And then I put some pineapple in it and some brown sugar and
maple syrup.
It is so good. But yeah, usually they will not put MSG if you ask them not to use it. Around here,
Yeah, up here, all that you say is no MSG, please, and they don't put it in.
I wish I could say no oil too, because I don't know what oils they're using. It's always
Usually peanut.
It is so
Up here.
heavy. It is so. Is it the soy sauce? I don't know. Yeah, it would be in the soy sauce. I can have a little bit of soy, but it's more of the oils that I have. I'm just trying to say this nicely because I don't want to gross anybody out, okay? But
She don't need to use the bidet, folks, is what she's trying
I'm
to
just
say.
trying to say this gently here, y'all. I can eat Japanese food because it's fresh and I do use a little bit of sesame oil, but it's not a lot. But it's heavy and I'm just like, I'll just stop right there. I'll just leave the rest of it alone.
Anyways, folks, we will see you all. Now, don't forget, Johnny and the whole gang start up at 5 Central.
6 p.m. Eastern.
And tomorrow night, we all fire up, same time. Yep. And tomorrow night, we have Gail, Jan, myself, and Making It Home.
Yep.
Comes on after me. and also Yogi Hollow Farm.
Yep. Lisa with Yogi Hollow.
Absolutely. But take care, guys. Toodles.